How I put this guy shit in perspective. Yeah. A fight. Chaos. People talking about, yo, are you sure you believe in God? Do you believe in spirituality? Do you? Are you guys confused? Yeah. On this planet? So what do you do? So what do you do when you so official? And what do? They come up to me to give me a issue. So what I got to change? So what I'm on blink? So what I'm the vision? So what I attract the magnet? This is the gold you teach me. So what I'm the sun? I cannot neglect. I'm gonna need the silver. So what I'm the best? The outlook again. I'm gonna be a nigga. So what she was wrong? If I don't be wrong, I'm gonna be the villain. So what she be off? If I don't be off, I'm gonna be the victim. They blowing them say I go crazy, but I should stop acting crazy. I've been going through ascension, ain't no time to explain it. If all else fail, I'll shock them with facts, you never go brainless. So what if I'm wrong? I'll never go wrong, I'm writing the pages. Boy, you wanna meet up in other dimensions, I've been through the phases. Engage me in some blue ratio. When did I sign the engagement? Basically, I ain't a plain Jane, I don't shoot past the basics. If I bring the tree of life, I'm gonna be lit up for saving. Ash fell out of the ashtray, shadows then came out the agate. Bad only to attack with Vatican, know it's the last days. The end of the world was ending my world for new neural pathways. Hey, they cannot stop me, I'm gonna make it out, get out of my bag, wait. I'm way too young to be guessing, way too young to be guessing. I'm way too young to be guessing, way too young to be guessing. Strategy all in my moves, so I won't fail if I mess up. I'm way too stuck for stressing, way too stuck on perfection. Pinky worried if he stops smoking, we'll start eating edibles. Last bites hides the evidence, why did I hire the gecko? Girl, you been fucking with bums and most of them ain't out the ghetto. Baby, solo fin a mí, porque eres temblando. High weight sleeping beauty if she acting like Maleficent. In cuff season, missing episodes, get arrested for the settlement. King Kong, yeah, ebony, nah, I'm not climbing with negligence. I feel like Almighty God, body in the flesh and it's effortless. I had to humble myself before I indulge in the beverages. Y'all probably think I'm the exorcist, I'm the O's in the Exodus. Hey, you should have known about his excellence, subtly emitting elegance. This shit ain't for entertainment purposes, I'm getting it element. Ego out of body too, I can sin in my absence. Either way, I am a god, but you gotta address the elephant. I'm too busy getting rich, I don't gotta impress the president. You already know I'm a Spartan, and I'm a spar with the veterans. So what do? The hood is sick and you all in love. But what did you do? You got you a chain from selling them gas. Yeah, I be preaching this health like I never served to your auntie. I used to work for Obama, change never could have stopped me. He probably thought I was Saddam, or probably thought I was a Ghana. The gas make him think I'm dead, the bombs really just ganja. Damn, they ain't had to send the news, this nigga could have just called us. Yeah, I'ma make it past 25, I'll be honoring Donda. Hitting Hove up in my money phone, he won't hang up, he see 44. This shit is gonna hit a funny bone, nigga pull up in the foreign Porsche. Dilate from an undertone, expand my wings in the upper dorms. Kick out my feet with my jumpers on, show off my shit out my comfort zone. I caught a breath in the atmosphere, had to gas up my morality. Dream sold to the masses, sleeping on the immortality. They wanna keep me immortality. Yeah. Scientifically proved that they are higher forces. And all of them have conspired for life to grow more diverse and complex. That takes work. Creation, the act of creation. That takes work. We have a brain designed through the eyes to gather and store information in the mind. That information in the mind is transferred to the plasma in the body via your mitochondria and the structured water in your cells to the histones. Those histones then speak to the DNA directly and tell the body how to build and change and grow for the environment. You are here to win. It's me, Saint.
got that work, I flip it on the low. Yeah, they was talking shit, I'm going shopping with they hoe. Spend a couple $100,000 and I make some more. Look, my time is money, you ain't talking that, I gotta go.
I got J's up on my kick. Yeah, watch your step because I drip. Yeah, niggas can't fuck with the click. Yeah, niggas salty about that bitch. Damn. Life for the loan is crazy. Damn, it's so amazing. I've been thinking lately what I'm gonna do, maybe. Niggas act so shady, that's why I can't take them serious. They'll never ever be as real as us. That's why we win like champions. Ways be spinning, ain't talking money, we can't talk business. Bro, be tripping, nigga talk down, we might just hit him. Need a meal ticket, my whip speed whipping, that's all in the kitchen. Can't trust niggas, I don't trust niggas, won't catch me slipping. Yeah, niggas do the most, though, trust I know. Can't tell me shit, my Kanye flow. Life move fast like where time go. Been through hell and back so cold. Yeah, only God knows. Yeah.
Speak, sing. Let's go. I got that work, I flip it on the low. Yeah, they was talking shit, I'm going shopping with they hoe. Spend a couple $100,000 and I make some more. Look, my time is money, you ain't talking that, I gotta go.
I got J's up on my kick. Yeah, watch your step because I drip. Yeah, niggas can't fuck with the click. Yeah, niggas salty about that bitch. Damn.
Y'all niggas so damn lazy. Bitches, fuck you, pay me. Yeah, I stayed the same me. Even though the game tried to change me, it is what it is though. Some people call me a schizo. That ain't that far from the truth. My whole damn life is the proof. Yeah, this off the dome, I don't know what I'm saying, but I know this game I'm playing. Bitch, I'm Venus and the fly trap. This the morning star drinking nightcaps. They be like, dog, where you find that? And I be like, you should probably rewind that. Yeah, you should probably get behind that. I ain't no politician, but I'm what the game missing. I'm slick with the flame spitting. Long live the ratchet bros. If you ain't get it by now, then I guess you'll never know. Ho? What it do, what it is, ladies and gents. Welcome to another exciting transit talk. Shout out to those of you who have been rather patient with me. Shout out to those of you in the live chat rocking right now. We lit. We here. We in attendance. That's what's popping. I'm gonna tilt this down so you can see more of my big head. There we go. I decided to bring this back because the green screen was just tripping. So it is what it is. Oh, 4th house Virgo. It's got to be perfect. Hold on. Need a partner for this. All right. See how it's not like perfectly symmetrical? This is gonna eat at me. I'm not even a Virgo, but it is what it is. Yeah, nah, fuck that. Shit. Damn it. Okay. Screw it. Don't even care anymore. Shout out to y'all. Other than that, welcome to this mood in Taurus transit talk. I'm gonna get it right. It's a wrap. I have like 0 Virgo in my chart, but it's my 4th house. So even empty, it still expresses itself.
Shout out to the Maverick. Posted a really dope video earlier about people judging and spreading a positive message, but just being stupid instead of being smart with their gifts. So check it out. It's on Instagram. Don't mind me being, rather inattentive. I'm a Gemini. We don't pay attention. We focus only once we're gonna say things, and then we don't listen once you start talking because we only wanted to hear ourselves talk. But that's neither here nor there. I just said that. Shout out to Chakra Crystal Gemstones. I totally got you. You'll be first after I do Super Chat Priority, sponsoring the patron members. But let's get this show on the road, shall we? As y'all can tell, I wasn't even planning to do this today, but last minute I decided to, and I'm so glad that I did, because Venus has just now entered Taurus. It's 0 degrees as we speak right now, and it's definitely going to inspire such. I just split the deck and got the star card. It's definitely gonna inspire such a super strong and amazing understanding of the values inherent in how you give and receive pleasure. But fuck all that. Financial liberation! Yeah, baby! How many of you want to make money on your own terms and the way you want to do things and not clock in? Because if you don't, you're probably not going to be able to pay bills to make a living. Okay? That is not liberation. That is not freedom. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. I can't believe I said that. That is not freedom. If you feel that you have to support a current existing system in order for you to kind of have any semblance of success in this life. Sorry, I just got a text right now and that threw me all the way off. So my bad. What's up, Carly Cosmo? So I'm gonna address this because it has everything to do with this Venus and Taurus. Very ironically, I won't say who texted me, but someone just texted me, and she's a fire sign, that she's a hoe. She just said she's a hoe, and she justified this just over broke, right? She just justified this by saying she's so obsessed with sex. Now, she has Pluto in Sagittarius. A lot of you have Pluto Scorpio, and if many of you have found that you're so much more like, not necessarily obsessed with sex, but so much more, into the sexual process, you better focus on me. A lot of that has to do with the Pluto position, especially if any of you have Sag or Scorpio stelliums. It's nothing that you want to take personally, especially now as you're going to really define and stabilize this unstable urge that might have plagued many of you, especially you nymphos. All right. If you're a Pisces, you're a nymphomaniac. If you're a Sagittarius or a Leo, you're a nymphomaniac. People ask, why am I attracting crazies? That's because I am crazy. I'm crazy as fuck. So I attract crazy people. But y'all know that. Y'all ask that as a rhetorical question, thinking I don't know. It's all good. Uranus and Taurus is probably opposite Pluto and Scorpio. It's probably King Kong's Pluto Libra or Pluto Sagittarius. So keep that in mind. And you could be an info if you're way more than those signs. I was just poking fun. But I wonder why it is blurry, because in the actual playback, it's not blurry. Like, I'm looking at the Hangout right now and it's not blurry, but on the actual video, it's blurry. And I don't know how I feel about that. I'm kind of feeling a certain way. Let me see if I can turn this to automatic. I made it brighter. But yeah, it's definitely something to keep in mind, because as this comes to how you're ready to manifest very relevant and appropriate unions in your life, you want to take into account that we did have a Venusian conjunction with Jupiter and Venus in Sagittarius. And now Venus is conjuncting Uranus in Taurus. So, some of you watching this, your Venus, your Uranus is in Capricorn, and you're going through a Uranian trine. Some of you have Uranus or Neptune in Sagittarius watching this, and you're having a quincunx. If you have it like Scorpio and before, then it applies to you, but you all have been here and done that. So don't necessarily worry so much. But the whole landscape of how people make a living, this is really bothering me, how the camera is on somewhat moderate of quality here, but it's all blurry there, which completely defeats the purpose of me wanting good enough quality on here. But you know what? I guess the peace dealer can't win. Psych! Peace dealer, win election. I'm joking. Let's keep automatic. Screw it. So other than that, even though I like to talk about sexuality with Venus, right? Yeah, maybe it did focus on the background. Great point. I like to talk sexuality with Venus, but this time I'm definitely going to be talking about finances and financials, economic freedom, and entrepreneurialism. I'm not really going to be saying anything of substance about these. I'm just going to be throwing out concepts here. So you can do this, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. If we talk about the whole metaphysics, yay, it's actually clear. If we talk about the whole metaphysics of Venus and of Taurus, both of these energies have everything. FBGM, yes, disregard females, acquire currency. That message goes out to ladies as much as it does to men. Be very, very mindful. I just brushed my hair though. I'm looking on point. Thank you for ever called out the beard. I'm taking my grooming seriously a little bit. But yes, Taurus is all about manifestation. Taurus is all about production. Tauruses are the producers of the zodiac. And then you have Venus, who is very much so a finesser. I mean, a charmer. Someone who adds value to whatever she takes part of, because Venus is a polisher. Venus, something's going to be manifested. Let's say you physically, materially produce something, which Taurus does. Venus is going to polish it so that it's beautiful. And once it's beautiful, it adds value. And after it adds value, shout out to Darian Cormier, who did the first Astro Talk. You are well on your path. And once you add value, it's going to make someone want to desire it. This is why Scorpio is opposite Taurus. Scorpio is desire. Taurus is value. In order for something to have value, it has to be desired. This is the whole basis behind supply and demand. Now, I'm very vaguely and shortly going to come into twin flame connections and soulmate relationships. So many people have been disappointed when it comes to soulmates and twin flames because you have fixed an expectation on there being one partner to really kind of fulfill a whole bunch of fantasies. And a lot of you had to surrender to these fantasies. It's not that having fantasies was wrong. This whole Neptune and Pisces has forced you to, but you had to at least surrender to it and see it as it is. What has confused many of you is that you forgot that we are constantly shifting timelines. And so you place expectations and try and fix results based on a constantly shifting timeline. What am I saying? There are certain stipulations and experiences within duality that will not make sense to your conscious mind on a third dimensional level as you draw and bridge energy in from higher dimensions. Those of you who have composite moons in Pisces or Venus and Mercury in Pisces, you experience this. Even though real time they might be focused elsewhere, you're drawing on a divine connection that's outside space and time. And if you look at divine connections too realistically, you're going to confuse yourself. So a lot of people get stuck because they're like, oh, this person's my soulmate. This person's my twin flame. And so you start to think that everything has to work based on your limited perspective, based on a specific somebody. But it's all about vibration. It's all about energy. And things can shift. So while it will be true that you might have one soulmate, right? It's also true that as you shift timelines, as you change facets of yourself, as you completely transform, this one person will shift as well. And it's really not linear, like Miss Kiki said. So the whole notion that the timelines have shifted, right? And your soulmate is actually going to be someone completely different than who you thought it was, is going to throw some of you off. When it's the same concepts are the same, but you might be so fixed on it looking a certain way, and you just can't be too literal or kind of like fixed on it. Okay, keep that in mind. Even me saying your soulmate, there's a lot of mistakes we make as astrologers and psychics that, for the sake of convenience, we say because we don't want to have to explain the long way. So an experienced astrologer knows that there's no such thing at all of saying you're a Taurus, you're a Gemini, you're an Aries. There's no such thing as saying Venus is in Taurus. Like I just labeled this Venus in Taurus, right? And the whole basis of how I title these talks are completely pseudoscientific. I just don't give a fuck because it's easier this way. But when I say pseudoscientific, Venus is not in Taurus because that presupposes that Venus is in the constellation of Taurus. That's not what it means. This is shorthand communication. I'm saying Venus in Taurus because Venus is transiting the fixed space of where Taurus correlates in based on the ecliptic. But the right way to say it is not Venus in Taurus. The right way to say it is you represent Taurus. You are not a Taurus. All the people who are Tauruses, you're not a Taurus, but you know this. It's just when explaining this to people looking at this industry from outside looking in, they could use that as an excuse to delegitimize and dismiss a lot of the truth we have, which is why even down to like the please hit that like button if you haven't hit it already, even down to the metaphysics and politics of people even discussing astrology. Astrology is like a language. How many of you are dealing with that pressure? If you notice, some people didn't make it past the scourge. Some people care too much about their image and how they look versus the path they walk on. So they've fallen off because they weren't able to really, connect. They didn't, doing this did not give them the popularity they wanted, let's just say. Or how many of you feel, in a certain sense, wow. How many of you feel in a certain sense that, you talk too much about this? How many of you feel pressured by other people who make you feel like, oh, all you talk about is astrology. Why are you always constantly, referencing aspects? Why are you always constantly referencing, oh, okay, well, this person has this sign. Thank you. Like Aang said, we here to make it popular. You have to understand that is no different than a redneck telling a Guatemalan, we're in America. Stop speaking Spanish. You got to speak English. The utilization of astrology in your vocabulary is as normal as is breathing because it's a language. You're actually dumb if you do not speak astrology 24/7 because astrology is literally everything. So the whole concept of relating everything that you see to an astrological aspect or transit is evidence of your intelligence. And you cannot let ignorant people who don't understand that get in the way, because anyone who says that usually has no working knowledge of astrological principles. If you were to ask them what a trine or a sextile is, they're going to look at you weird. They don't even understand the language. And so you are playing a revolutionary position by constantly integrating this with your vocabulary. You literally cannot do this enough. You have to understand humanity has to catch up. If someone did not know mathematics, which is the language of science, you would say they're dumb. You can't really operate in this society without an understanding of basic math. The same thing works with astrology. Astrology is an Aquarian art, which means it takes a humanity a while to get, which means it's going to be a unique sect of people who just understand it. So the whole process, I have to start this off here. Because Venus and Taurus is about owning your fucking value, owning your worth, knowing you're really good at what you do, and not letting anyone who's jealous kind of downplay that. And especially when it comes to walking this path, don't call this a new ager path. Everything with literature about the new age was purely deceptive to downplay and delegitimize what we're doing. Many of you people have been prophesied and the dark forces are trying to take what your path is and make it look a certain way. Well, this is why I call this financial liberation. Uranus is in Taurus. We're now able to own value and worth in fields like this that don't get the proper, perceptual understanding and credit due. But I want to talk about speaking astrology. I want to talk about speaking your own unique language. It's nothing you have to apologize for. Those of you who all day tie everything to transits, you represent the advanced portion of civilization. Like, there is going to come a time when people realize how dumb they sounded. When you're unconscious and you don't know the language, you don't know how dumb you sound when you tell someone else to stop constantly speaking in transit because you don't even have the knowledge to know what you're denouncing. And yet it's popularized so people can have no problem playing themselves like this on a daily basis. Whereas those of you who are putting in the hard work to not only popularize this, but to feed this in and build neural pathways, you have to understand, once again, a lot of you are having to do work that other people in older generations were supposed to do. It is a fact that it is not a good thing that there are people over 20 years old who don't know their moon sign. That is illiteracy. That is cosmic illiteracy. You can be cosmically illiterate. It is your responsibility to know the correlation between transiting planets and how this affects you. Everything which is seen as pseudoscientific in order to cap your understanding, proliferated by the Dark Age movements that realized an understanding of this goes against the dogmatic religion they wanted to enforce, that goes against the scientific findings in the 70s that did not have the intelligence to understand the nuance of psychic ability through card reading and astrology, so they just denounced it, even though there are case studies and experiments back in that time that have proved the legitimacy of it, like the Mars effects, which have been duplicated it's scientifically proven how there were people who duplicated results through experiments, and they were so salty they didn't want to release this until years later. There are people who have duplicated experiments, compiling over 10,000 plus charts of celebrities and athletes and noticing, wow, people who have their Mars here actually do the same thing. People who have their Jupiter here do the same thing. This is scientifically proven. Why isn't it published mainstream? Because the reality you live is inherently deceptive. And they make it look like, oh, we just haven't reached there. But shout out to Pluto that watched Chronicle. You are in the midst of a war of perception. So if you're walking this path, if you're going to be like super astrology or tarot or modality person, not a lot of people take this seriously. Don't let other people make you feel like you're taking it too seriously. People aren't taking it seriously enough. And I'm so serious. If someone didn't know how to read, if someone didn't know how to count, you would call them illiterate. You would say, based on the system that we live in that requires this, this is not good. They need to learn this. So much certification is based around you having a working knowledge of math so you can count, and English so you can communicate. If you do not understand your planets and your transits, you are cosmically illiterate. And we are making the shift from it being a hobby. People still think this is a hobby. People still think, oh, that's just the thing he does. No, bitch. This is as important as living and breathing. If you do not have cosmic literacy, you don't know what the hell you're doing with your life. You should not run political office. You should not teach other people. This is how backwards humanity is. And because we have technological advancements, it's going over people's eyes. So I will not shut up. For those wondering when I'm going to shut up, I'm not going to shut up about this until grade schoolers are learning about, like, people. By the time you are 5 to 10 years old, you should know how to give your own self a transit forecast. That should be, that's the reason why I'm doing this. Once my channel is done, I hope people will still come to me for readings, because just like you go to a mechanic to fix your car, sometimes you need to go to an astrologer because that's what they do. But I'm doing this channel so that people can learn how to do all this shit without having to pay somebody, so that if they wanted to learn how to read their chart, they can do that, because that's your birthright. And I need you to understand that dark forces have systematically and indirectly worked their ass off to make sure you don't see this as important, to make sure you see this as some fad, which the mainstream community will try and play this off as, oh, yeah, I mean, NASA still says your sign has shifted. We have pseudoscientific literature written on a website that's supposed to enforce science, and they're doing nothing but lying on there. This is not a coincidence. People look at NASA like, you're supposed to look at NASA as an official source for science. You are not supposed to look at NASA and have skepticism towards it. So people who look at NASA and think that their zodiac sign has shifted have every right to do, because NASA has set themselves up as a completely, you know what I'm saying, source for scientific literature. And I'm not going to say everything they do is bunk, but none of them are astrologers. So if we in the astrological community wrote a website talking about, well, we don't think space is real. We don't think that the discoveries that scientists in space exploration was really anything powerful at all, they would clown us. They would be like, excuse me, how many of you have studied astrophysics a day of your life? How many of you have certification or PhDs on astrophysics, on astronomy? You don't know what you're talking about. And so none of what we said will be taken seriously. Well, how many of them know astrology? How many of them are astrologers? How many of them have devoted 3 to 4+ years of experience reading astrology? None. So do they have any credibility talking about it? No. This is why they're referencing systems that astrologers don't even use, period. So this is why I'm saying In a transit like this that's going to open financial liberation, this has a lot to do with owning up to what you know you're good at and really holding space for people to get some shit. And I'm going to bring this back up, especially when it comes to astrology, especially when it comes to like Doreen Virtue that denounced the whole reading of angel cards, basically making so much money and kind of leading a whole generation of people she was destined to, only to kind of turn it around and confuse people who've been walking this path for so long. Do not be confused by the deception just because it looks like it may be real. You were on this path for a reason. So don't let people, like, trust me, if somebody was in your field, only take criticism like this seriously from people who know what they're talking about. You have to understand with Uranus, you are a minority here because you're a wave paver, you're a way shower. And we are in a field that doesn't have research institutes that update the knowledge for us to know. So it's like you walk this path learning from scratch. If I wanted to be a doctor right now, there are hundreds of research institutes and universities that can supplement the knowledge I want to learn about any field of medicine, because for decades and centuries, there has been accreditation, like harsh boundaries, and research backed by it. The research we had backed to do this art was burned in the dark ages by people who saw it as paganism or people who saw it as evil witchcraft. The cultures and heritages that passed down this wisdom towards people like you have been completely destroyed by European colonist and Spanish colonist era that made sure you did not know your history, that made sure you didn't inherit the juju and the wisdom that your family would have given you. This is all orchestrated. You're taking like small, seemingly random events, and it all means something. So it's amazing now that despite all of this, we're going to be able to turn around and still come in to, what we've been missing. It's our generation that are going to come into a lot of research and material. And a lot of this has started over the past few decades, right? It's the Astroladas, it's the Linda Goodmans, it's the KRSs, it's the people who are putting in this work and have been writing these books over the past century that we now are slowly but able in this generation to build this worth, to build this value. So don't ever feel or apologize for being great. You have nothing to explain to people who are cosmically illiterate. And let me tell you something, there's a pretentiousness that comes with Aquarius because it's totally allowed. And listen, people are like, be humble, don't be arrogant. Well, let me tell you something. Pride comes before the fall, and you should totally be humble. But if you are dealing with a cosmically illiterate individual, put your nose up. Hang your head up. The reason why I found this path is because I've been devoted to truth my whole life. I've always wanted to know what the truth is. I've always wanted to know what is what, and my search led me here. And because I was able to prove without a shadow of the doubt through scientific method research, trying to prove this wrong, only to realize that I couldn't, I know this is right through extensive years of experience and through miracles. And this has humbled me and forced me to acknowledge the presence of beings that supersede my human logic and that do things I can't understand here. So keep that in mind, my friends. If you're dealing with someone who is cosmically illiterate, then you need to be a little bit pretentious. You need to look above and be like, I'm above you in a certain way. And yes, that's very arrogant to say, and that's seemingly messed up, and you don't have to do it like that, but I'm giving you that idea, and it's unconventional, but you need to start giving off that energy. because some of you are trying to be too humble. Some of you are trying to be like, oh, well, they don't get it. They'll wake up. And you're just giving other people the opportunity to look down on you with their cosmic illiterate asses. You need to, this is where Chiron is in Aries. So if someone doesn't know their moon sign, you better fry them. You better fry them. You better make fun of them. You be like, it's 2019. You don't know your moon sign. You think this is still just some astrology craze. You think it's cool to be cosmically illiterate. All right. Make people hustle their evidence. Chiron is in Aries. It's a battle now because there's no reason you can't have, it's not authentic to have real conversations with people where the info is out there. This is not 2012. This is not 2000, where information like this was poorly misunderstood. Now it's everywhere. Every single person in their life has had the opportunity to study this, but they don't want to. People who are ignorant don't want to study this. They think they're too good. They think they're too good to get it. They're content with their pseudoscientific religious belief, or they're content with their erroneous reasoning behind why this is a pseudoscience, and no one can give you concrete reasons outside of hearsay, outside of their own bias, outside of just not wanting to believe it, and you cannot patronize those people anymore. This is why I'm saying you need to put your head up high and be like, hey, at least I have scientific factual evidence and basis for this practice. Even in the practice of psychic abilities have not had the reinforcement and support to legitimize as a craft. So it is very, very normal that there's not going to be a structured understanding to denote the mechanism behind a very spiritual field that doesn't need mechanism. And like Malika B said, they aren't smart enough. So we need to really give off that stereotype of pretentious, I think I know it all energy. No, we don't know it all, but you need to reflect and mirror back to people the energy they're giving you to let them and challenge their beliefs. Be like, how do you not know your moon sign in 2019? And really let them voice why they don't believe it, and then shut them down with pure knowledge. Okay, I'm not telling you to go on a crusade and find people who don't believe in astrology and make them believe it. I'm saying when you stand, if you're watching this video, you have experienced the legitimacy of this ancient craft. This is not new age. This has existed before anything, okay, of this ancient craft, and not allow people to look down on you for knowing more than them, when that same person can humble themselves and at least try and understand it before they judge what they don't know, period. And the reason why it's important is because your experience with this, shout out to Elliot, shout out to New Age John in the building, shout out to King Mitchell, Miss Kiki, Domina, Ang. Your experience with this is going to shape and define how people see people who believe in this. Okay, so keep this in mind. The reason why I was saying when it comes to soulmates and twin flames, those of you in existing partnerships with people, your connections with them are going to take a completely different quality. Some of you are going to realize that all this time, and this is going to be huge for a lot of you, so many of you have assumed that your soulmate or twin flame was a specific person, and the veil is going to remove from your eyes because now Uranus is not squaring Pluto and Saturn. Now Uranus is trining it, and you're going to start to see, oh, wow, it's actually this other person that the universe showed me before, but I wasn't ready to accept. Okay. And some of you are going to be confused because it's like, wait, I've been seeing signs for this person. I've been seeing signs for this person. You have to understand the possibility of timeline shifts. So it doesn't mean that the whole thing of like it being one person was wrong. It's that as your frequency changed, the energy in someone changed. When we say it's one person, we're not talking about their physical sense. We're talking about their energetic sense. You are not a physical being. You are an energy having a human experience. So you're so busy highlighting a physical person when it's the frequency in them. And that frequency in them could be found in another physical vessel. So this is something so important you need to understand, because now that this is in Taurus, this frequency is physically manifesting in an individual. And this is where I went back to say, saying my soulmate, saying your soulmate, it's so ironically misleading. We just say that because we say it with inference. We know what is meant by that, but it's not meant to be taken literally. In other words, you don't have a twin flame. You are a twin flame. Okay, a twin flame, like the whole notion of having a twin flame or someone being your twin flame, is completely pseudoscientific. It doesn't exist, but we'll infer that in a term because we know what it means. In truth, you are a part of a twin flame connection. For those of you asking about where Super Chat is, I do live PayPal readings now. So for those of you who want a live PayPal reading, which I will explain before I do those, go to the description box in this video below, and you'll be able to see my rates for a card, an Oracle card. I'm pulling romance Oracle cards as well. And just make sure you put the minimum. I won't be doing anything below the minimum numbers presented. Okay, you are a twin flame. The whole notion, like, there was rhetoric, and I have been guilty of this myself. So I'm not acting like I know better. So you guys don't know shit about this. No, I've been guilty of this myself. I had to go through my toxicity and my illusions and delusions about this to really understand this. And this is why the universe had to help kind of expose this within you and have you see how you project this stuff. I'm going to say this one more time, though. The twin flame connection is beyond this realm. So certain people are Aquariuses and Pisces, and they resonate at that higher level so they can embody it. But when you connect as a twin flame, you are not looking for an individual person. This is why we say you are connected to this divine partner at all times. A twin flame union is the connection and bond between two soulmates who anchor that connection in a hierogamic, in a hieros gamos, a hierogamy, to unite that masculine and feminine between both polarities and to be one in spirit. But that doesn't mean that you're going to look for people and be like, oh, this person makes me feel so romantic in a way I've never felt. They must be my twin flame. No, in fact, there are going to be some soulmates in this life who you connect with at a much stronger level than someone you have a twin flame connection with, because the twin flame connection is not based in romance. This is why I say, in order for you to connect to your twin flame partner, you have to be solely focused on your mission. You don't look for them. You walk your path. You vibrate quintessentially who you are 100%, because you are a twin flame. Okay, a twin flame is you versus plus another person connecting together. Now, you will see people say, oh, that's my twin flame, or I'm their twin flame, out of convenience. There's a way to say it in inference, because you don't want to say the long way over and over, but make sure you know you have nothing to do with the twin flame union outside of just holding space. The twin flame union takes place in a galactic space, literally. You do not have the awareness of a planet. So to be really real with you, you will never meet a twin flame. The twin flame connection is like a connection between Isis and Osiris, let's say. And then you have a soul group of people who incarnate through the Isis group, and then a soul group of people who incarnate as the Osiris group. So what you represent are the cells, the subatomic particles and cells that bring the twin flame body together. Hence why there's a whole 144,000, metaphorically speaking. It's not like you're going to tap into the connection, but the actual twin flame connection is way bigger than you. It's not just you. It's you. Where you come to it is that you're a part of a whole body that takes a part in the group, which is why we all share the same synchronicities. We have similar signs. The deception was to make you feel, oh, you're destined to meet a certain person in this lifetime and connect on this. We do this at a small level as soulmates. A twin flame is a soulmate. That's why the more appropriate term is sacred partnership, because it is a divine partner. It is a sacred partner that is going to hold space for you to do this. This is why I say Geminis are twin flames, really, because Gemini, sun and moons, really suns, will hold that space to reflect this back. So keep this in mind. Don't think physically, think energetically. So you only have one twin flame, but not in a physical sense. The reason why you only have one twin flame, but you might see different people share that connection, is because of the same frequency within those different people. Okay. And once again, maybe you might have found yourself relying way too much on this, because the prospect of connecting with someone who gets you on every soul level is so tempting and almost hard not to project on another person. But at the end of the day, I really do ask you to just release understanding this, because it's literally, in order to understand the twin flame union, you're asking to have galactic awareness as a human. Can you be aware of the entire universe moving at once when you're just aware of, when you can't even be aware of everything happening? Not everyone's Aquarius with cosmic awareness. You can't even be aware of everything happening on the state. So stop trying to understand the twin flame union. This was just meant to have you surrender to any connections you have as you work through. Now I'm all about soulmate connections. Stop trying to be like, oh, this person isn't my twin flame. So that person's just my soulmate. That doesn't exist. Everybody is your soulmate. Everyone has, like, the way we use soulmates. Yes, there are certain people who you have karma with, compatibility with, a deep soul connection with, and we call those people soulmates. But that's deceptive, because, you know, it's just the level of compatibility that differentiates your soulmate connection with that person with somebody else. And also the whole dynamic that there are people who you don't get along with at all that you're soulmates with. So it's not really predicated on just how well someone understands you or how well you get along with someone. Why am I talking about this so extensively? Venus is conjunct Uranus right now. And for the first time in a long time, you are now ready to materially manifest this connection in real life and you're going to find it's someone who you've already known. Even in the case of someone new, their vibration is going to be very similar to you. And this is literally a new cycle that we're starting. So if you noticed thank you, B girl. Thank you. If you've noticed from 2011 until now, the whole dynamic of soulmate relationships has rapidly expanded. This was about when you started seeing synchronicities. Neptune went into fucking Pisces 2012 and Uranus was in Aries. So the Venusian cycle we started was awareness. It was all just about being aware that you have a partner like this out there, that you have special partners that you connect with in deep ways. It was not at all about, oh, this person's mine. Oh, this is who I belong to. That's Taurian. Taurus comes into possession. We weren't there yet. So many people jump the gun, as is done with Aries, myself included, because when you get these signs and visions of what can be, remember, when Neptune shows you synchronicities, it has to filter through the erroneous and deceptive perceptions that you have in this lifetime. The reason why you don't see a synchronicity or a sign as purely as you can is because before you understand what you've seen, it's being filtered through your limiting beliefs, your limiting thoughts, and everything that takes place as an illusion. So you have information received, you have the filtering within yourself and the cognitive understanding. We've now reached a place where that cognitive understanding, filtering it, is that ego filter, like William Howell just said, is completely purified. And that ego filter was Chiron and Pisces. Now it's in Aries. Now, so, okay, Lisa Thompson asks, is there no such thing as a false twin flame then? Yes, there is no such thing as a false twin flame. Even soulmates that come into your life to show you dark negative potentials within yourself, that doesn't make them a bad person. That's subjective. They might have meant to do that. That doesn't make them evil. That doesn't make them false. That doesn't make them dark. That only makes them that way according to you. Great question, Lisa. And so we had to go through these mistakes. Get this. Uranus square Pluto and Capricorn. We had to go through these mistakes and learn what not to do, cardinal, so that we know what we can have. So get this. This was all 10 years of awareness, 8 to 10 years of straight up awareness. Venus conjuncting Uranus in Aries was an awareness, an initial spark that was like, whoa, this shit really exists, because it could be so abstract that you start to doubt. And that's what Neptune and Pisces wanted to give us, faith. Hey, you know that utopian ideal that you feel is so highly romantic and the whole dream of being with someone who fully understands you? Well, it's overrated, but you're a human and you don't want to believe that. So we're just going to show you it's possible. We're just going to show you that this is not some far out dream, that it is possible to have connections like this with someone, that you're going to now start inducing certain stimuli that make you realize, wow, this is what's possible between me and another person. But it was unstable because Aries is not a stable energy. Aries is cardinal. It just takes action that shows you stuff. And this was meant to bring to the highest level. To pay for a live reading, do we click on your PayPal link or click on Super Chat? I tried the link, but there's no note section to write a question. Floor, there is a note section. You just have to keep on going. There is 100% a note section on the PayPal. Super Chat is turned off. So you will be able to write the notes though. But other than that, we're in Taurus now. This is the very first conjunction of Venus into Taurus. So we are starting a whole new love cycle. A whole new cycle of value. There's 4 octaves of love when it comes to love. And I apologize because I promised you guys that when I talk about Venus, I'll talk less about love and more about spirituality. Sorry, more about sexuality and finances. The reason why I have to bring love in is because Uranus and the sun are love. Uranus is sudden change and awakenings, but Uranus is the most abstract and eccentric part of love. And you're taking value, adding this eccentric love. And now we have finally reached a place where everyone watching this now has known the mistakes made when it comes to projecting on soulmates, when it comes to looking at other people. If you notice, projections on other people come with identity, Aries. Now, this is all about having the quality of union. This is where, ironically, where so many people have given up on twin flame connections and sacred partnerships, now it's coming in for real at an initial level, so it can give you an idea of what it really looks like. But the whole basis of this is now you've cleared old projections, old ways to look at things, and now you're ready to bring this into form. The 4 levels of love, right, are, for example, Eddie Dude just said, I gave up on twin flame. Great. The right concept to realize moving forward is you are a twin flame, okay? Because in truth, your twin flame is everything that exists. You're going to see yourself mirrored through the essence of life and have that abstract relationship as you manifest a physical partner with that vibration to hold space. But that doesn't mean they are your twin flame. Remember this, that soulmate of yours is not your twin flame. Okay, that was the mistake people made. You would connect and manifest a soulmate that reflected this vibration well, but then you'd call them your twin flame. When no, they are your soulmate, or they are a soulmate. okay? But both of you shared in a twin flame connection, which you only have one of. There's only one connection, like so. So really keep that in mind. The 4 octaves of love start at Taurus and ends with Aquarius. The first level of love is value. Before you can truly love something, you have to value it. It's the lowest level of love, and it is one of the most influential because Taurus rules money. Money is value because we've placed a value system and judgment to it. Barter also applies to it. Is it really necessary to even have all these labels? No, Victoria. And I think we've had to learn that the hard way, because you end up really finally, it's like once you finally get what the label is, it's not even going to matter anymore. The foundation of love, like Pluto Star said, is value and appreciation. So if you notice on this cycle of love, we're not even at the love part yet. So, ladies and gentlemen, we still have to slow down. We're finally ready to manifest this divine love, but it's still not at Leo yet. Love as we know it comes into Leo and Scorpio, the second and third octave of love. But before you can have that passionate, burning love for someone, you really have to value them. This is why Leo squares Taurus. Someone may want to love you all day, but do they value you? Taurus makes sure, hey, before you have your passionate way with me, I want to know that you value me so that you won't just do this and then go on. I want to know that you appreciate me. Once you fulfill that Taurian aspect, you go to the second level and octave of love, which is Leo. The Leonine aspect, an octave of love, is love as we fundamentally know as it exists. It's the beginning of sexiness. Because, I mean, you could say value. Once you valuing yourself is highly sexy. So it's really Taurus. But Leo energy is what's going to allow you the passionate creativity that builds off of one who knows their worth, the first octave of love, and then you express this courageously. You have a fire burning in your spirit, and you start to get charismatic. You start to really now care about people because there's cancer you had to cross through, and you bleed with love for that person. You start to put your heart into things. This is the second octave of love. This is where things start to get sexual, because you start to get aroused and you add fire to that foundation of appreciation. The third level of love is seen as lust, but it's desire and it's pureness. This is Scorpio. This is where you start to develop bonds of intimacy and trust. This is where you start to see how far and deep your love goes, right? Where you'll die for love, right? Because hopefully you will never die for love. But with Taurus opposite Scorpio, that was my cat moon, like, but Taurus opposite Scorpio is okay. Yeah, you might want this addictive essence of pure love. You're taking that charisma and you're stepping so seriously deep. This is why Scorpios are so serious about love, because now you're getting ready to give in your whole being, as opposed to just giving your whole heart. You give your whole being. And now love takes on a devotional quality to you, where it's all about the purity of this. It's all about the wisdom that is derived. And that's everything I'm saying is just on the surface level. There's secrets to Scorpio that majority of humans don't even realize, because you have to be at a God conscious level to really fully understand Scorpio. It's just the way it is. That's why Aquarius is the only zodiac sign that really understands Scorpio. And Aquarius is the highest octave of love. Whereas Scorpio will love you so deep that they can't picture living without you. Aquarius is the highest octave of love, friendship. The progressive societies that we're going to enter into is going to be such a higher octave. Pisces understands Scorpio too. It's going to be such a higher octave of love to where in this generation still, If you were to have sex with a friend, like you notice people say something very wrong and they say, oh, I don't want to have sex with that person because it's going to ruin the friendship. Sex is not supposed to ruin friendships. In a highly advanced society, sex actually enhances friendships. Because of sex is so pure, we're still at an age, of course, we're coming out of Pluto Scorpio to where it's something you just keep to a special romantic partner. However, there is a detached quality to sex that you can have with friends that allows you to bond deeper with them. But humanity has not reached that level of emotional intelligence to where they can have sex with someone and not be attached. That's really how that works. Aquarius is the highest level of love because it's after Sagittarius. And true love is so much of love where you can love someone so much that you realize they need to be free, where you don't attach yourself to them. Detachment is ruled by Aquarius, where you realize you love someone with every fiber of your being, that you know you must now free them to other experiences because they cannot experience everything with you. And humanity has not reached that area yet, to where you can casually have sex with friends and it's not anything super special. It's like, yeah, my friend and I just had sex the other day. And sex with a friend is significantly going to be different than sex with a romantic partner because of what you actually frame it as. This is the true nature of humanity. Pluto Aquarians that are going to be born in the late 2020s, that's how your kids' kids and your kids' grandparents are going to be having sex with each other, and they're going to be so detached to it. Be like, yeah, I just had sex with them. And you're not going to have any problems with STDs. You're not going to have any problems with pregnancy because it's after Capricorn. So they have the maturity and the responsibility to have actual relevant and powerful birth control methods. And you have a sexual society that's not hard pressed over sex. To them, it's just going to be sex. It's not going to be something that's so serious because now you've been taught to have unreasonable attachments to people who you have sex with, when it's really not that big. I mean, sex is sacred. And so you're going to be able to take that sacred quality of connection into your friendships with others. But for some of you, you couldn't fathom doing that because you're not at that advanced level, and you're not meant to be at that advanced level. Some of you are meant to continue holding these systems here. I'm talking about the advanced level that your grandkids will be at, that your children's children will be at. And for those of you who are already here, because some of you have Venus in Aquarius, some of you have this Aquarian energy, some of you are Sagittarius. Sagittariuses fundamentally understand this. Pisces understands this. Aquarius understands this. You guys call them whores. They're not whores. They get it. They're advanced. But you guys think that they're unfaithful because they have already ascended past old traditional monogamous structures that they're not true to the essence of you. And so the progression of these relationship constructs, you're going to see implemented with this cycle. And the reason why Aquarius is the highest octave of love is because it's expressed through friendship. You are going to want to give it all for someone you love. Or a friend. A friend is, and these octaves of love also apply to currency. The fixed signs are love as well as they are currency, with Taurus being money, Leo being energy, Scorpio being pure sexual energy, and Aquarius being friendship. The highest octave of love and the highest currency is friendship. Okay, friendship in the sense where the more friends you have, the more wealthy you are. Someone with 100,000 real friends is 10 times out of 10 more wealthy than someone with $100,000 in the bank. I'm gonna say this one more time. Someone with 100,000 real friends, like not acquaintances, real friends, and $0 in the bank, is 10 times out of 10 more wealthy than someone with $100,000 and 0 friends. period. Social capital. You can't beat social capital ever, period. It is what it is. So with that being said, okay, someone said, is monogamy going to be out the window? No, monogamy is just a relationship construct. And for some people, they are monogamous. So you're just going to see people who are not monogamous and people who are monogamous. You can respect monogamy in an age where people are polyamorous. Monogamy will never go away. And there's nothing wrong with monogamy. In fact, some of you are destined to be in monogamous unions. Some of you, the only way for your energy to express itself is through monogamy. The thing that is wrong is to enforce monogamy over people. It's something that the couple decides to do, not something that you're supposed to be pressured societally to do. And this greater age that we're stepping into, or this newer age that we're stepping into, is once again opening the doorways for love to be expressed in its true form. Love expressed in its true form expresses deep sexual divine love towards everybody before your ego filters out prejudice and discrimination to give you reasons why you can't love them. It is a mental reason. Before you start to say it's in your dreams or your DNA, it's all mental. It's all mental. You make the decision to make reasons for why you now place conditions on your love with someone at inherently unconscious, subconscious levels, where the way somebody looks could have reminded you about an influence that blocked you to love. And now you just don't have a feeling for that person. You are transcending through those blocks and through those limits. And so Venus, I have Venus and Taurus in my chart. Okay. Flory Mel said, since when is love only sexual? Well, I mean, I never, ever said that love is only sexual. So I can't really answer that question for you. I literally just broke down how there are 4 different octaves to love, which starts with appreciation. So I don't know where you said that. I don't know who said that. But other than that, yes, this place is very 3D. Shout out to the Venus Tauruses. We are the loyal hearts. Those of you who have Venuses in fixed signs, you have strong hearts that can't really be shaken nor stirred. So really keep this in mind, because this is really going to, very powerfully put you in a position to really, 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 I swear, Dominic, to really, really, really put you in a position to kind of make your connections real. And so this love cycle that is sparking off right now is going to be so, so, so very iconic, because certain relationships and connections with people who you felt for the longest you had something significant with, they're going to snap on gear. They're finally going to work. Some with the same people, some with people who carry that arc. What's going to happen for many of you is, while Uranus was in Aries, you had an archetype, you had a vision of who this person was. What's going to go into Taurus, and you're going to manifest the real person. The person who you thought you were meant to be with simply held space for you. They didn't do it consciously. You might have projected it on them. Well, this real person, this is so important, guys, because the Uranus and Aries transit, specifically squaring Pluto, was supposed to be, this is what love doesn't look like. The Uranus and Taurus transit is, this is what it's supposed to look like. And it's not specific to just love. Your financial situation, the way you derive value in your life. Many of you starting from this week are finally just going to get it. You're going to be connecting with people in existing relationships that you never thought you would ever be into, but you look at them in a different way. People are going to start to look at you in a different way. And let me tell you a very important prophecy over your life. Some of you are going to suffer through the worst cognitive dissonance ever. because you're finally going to attract the archetype of people that you've been obsessed over, only to realize that you've moved on from that. The person who didn't give you the time of day is finally going to give you the time of day, but you're not even genuinely going to be feeling them like that anymore because you've moved on and you're finally aligned to what this really looks like and what's making for the alignment. Pluto is not squaring Uranus. Pluto is trining Uranus. So there's a shift. So there's a timeline that has been switched. And so you're finally going to be attracting that which you truly deserve. But how do you know what you truly deserve unless you own your worth and you own your value? Do you know what your value is? Thank you, Venus and Taurus. This is now going to establish this for us for the first time ever. Venus in Taurus is transiting May 15th to June 8th. And let me tell you something. This is one of the most important Venus transits that we'll ever have, just because of the cycle that Mercury and Venus has started alone. Okay? I've reached my level of confidence to obscene heights. I am so much more confident now than I've ever been. And this has everything to do with Uranus and Taurus now. Why? Because I've taken action to raise this. And just like I am more confident in myself, you are way more confident in yourself. That doesn't mean that you don't have bouts of stress that have you really unconfident in yourself. But trust me when I say you have taken action that has risen your value, whether you want to acknowledge it in yourself, because there's some people who will never give themselves credit, even though they deserve it. Okay. And many of you have purposely comment a sad face emoji if over the past 7 years you've constantly been around people who did not acknowledge your worth. They made you have to prove yourself. You've been going, I'm talking about 7 to 6 years, like there's been little to no break, like you felt out of place. You haven't necessarily felt like you have a place, you're even connecting with the right people. I need you to understand it is nothing wrong with you. This is something that everyone has been going through in their own capacity. Let me turn that frown upside down. The reason why you've been experiencing that is because you were breaking through old connections. Uranus was squaring Pluto. It was semi-sextiling Neptune and Pisces, right? And so this was allowing you to break through. You had to literally, over the past 7 years, recognize that you're not being valued, snap out of your Stockholm syndrome, and break out and break through this. Shout out to Dominic Buckner, who's in the building. I've been talking to this brother for a while. I had him on a peace talk. Check that out. It's actually one of my best peace talks. If you haven't checked it out already, it wasn't the most popular, but it definitely had some of the most, nuggets and gems in it. And he's gone through this too, like dealing with people who don't necessarily acknowledge his value. The reason why I'm bringing him up is he's a Scorpio, and Scorpios, Tauruses, fixed signs, it's your turn to experience this. Well, Uranus is in Taurus now. It's trining Pluto and it's sextiling Neptune. So now you are going to be valued. Starting from now, you're going to be connecting with people who look at you like you're the most valuable person ever, because you are. They're going to start looking at you, and without you having to tell them, they're going to be like, wow, you do this, you do that. Wow. Whereas people started to make fun of you because of your interests, now you're going to be attracting so much more of people who value you. And now, let me just be honest, because over the past 7 years, you did connect with people who honored you. You did connect with people who valued you. It's just, it was so rare and few and far between. Now it's shifting to where this is your new world, and you're already starting to experience this. This is not coming out of thin air. You worked a whole 9-10 years to build this. The whole Uranus and Aries transit was meant to bring and reach this area of stabilization, because now you have values you're developing. Now you know who you want in your life, who you don't. I have this insane level of confidence now that people, I can sense psychically people expressing their disdain for me. I can notice nuances in people's body language. I know who's full of shit. I know who's not. I know who really respects me. I know who doesn't. And before, I used to let that get to me. Now I don't. And yes, we are doing a ritual. So stay tuned. We are going to be calling in our soulmates again. And the calling in of soulmates is something that I do frequently, because when we call in our soulmate, it's not about really just manifesting who our soulmates are. When we do this calling in soulmate ritual, it's going to physically manifest the scenario rapidly, lightning quick. So for those of you who've been wanting to call in your soulmate, this is it. But every time I do this, the purpose, even though I might have said it too, is not to physically manifest your soulmate. I just pulled the finances and career card right now for Venus and Taurus. And very soon, this is going to happen very soon. It's all about, the reason why we call in our soulmate is so that we resonate ourselves on the frequency with which we believe our soulmate partnership is. So the ritual we're going to do is just to really sit in our energy, connect our energy, and feel how you're going to be valued. We're going to sit within our mind's eye and breathe in and feel ourselves in context where we're being valued. What does that feel like? Because some of you usually imagine, oh, this is what I would do to my soulmate if I was with them. I would do this for them. I would do that for them. I want to make sure that they love me. I want to make sure that I'm the right person for them. Well, have you ever cared about who was right for you? Have you ever cared about, you know what I'm saying? Oh, nice. Good stuff. Have you ever cared about, someone mentioned investments into a biotech firm? Genius, because this is all about investments too. Have you ever cared about who is going to look for you? Some of you have been so obsessed with getting, Impossible said, I do now, and amen. This is all switching it. It's like, no. I have just built up what I can do. Uranus and Aries has taught you this is what I bring to the table. Well, how many of you have looked at other people like, no, this is how I want to be loved, right? Taurus is about long-term. And so what's going to be manifesting are long-term connections, friendships, associates, bonds, partnerships. What is it that you want? So when we call in this soulmate, we're not going to be calling in, oh, I pray and wish that we manifest the soulmate. We're going to be sitting in our vibration. We're going to feel what it feels like to be purely satisfied and to be loved and to really feel this energy of someone who loves you the way you're willing to love someone you're obsessed with, basically. And then we're going to sit with that energy. We're going to release it to the universe. And then we're just going to feel that feeling. And that's all you have to do. Be that vibration, be that change. It's going to manifest so fast in your life. I promise you. And that's because the energy is ripe and ready for it. And so anytime we do this calling in soulmate energy, it's just to maintain that vibration. And when we do calling in soulmates, it's not just going to be soulmates romantically. For a lot of you, your soulmate is financial freedom. So while I do this, some of you don't even have to have a romantic partner. You could just see yourself being basked in divine friendships, and you're just meeting influential people who value you, or you just see yourself being bathed with money or cheeseburgers and syrup, and you're just eating all this food. Like, it doesn't have to be specific to romance. This ritual is to just bring in abundance. And why will this work? Venus in Taurus, and Taurus is magnetic in quality. Scorpio and Taurus are magnetic. They attract energy to them, money and love. So keep that in mind. This is going to be so amazing because it looks like by the time we do this, we'll have 500 people watching live. And this is going to manifest instantly because of Uranus, which is on here. Okay, so I'm just giving you that disclaimer for those of you who are in relationships. If you do this relationship and you suddenly break up, it's because you're meant to be with someone who honors you more. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to be friends with that person. It just means that you've served your purpose. If you start to get deeper in your relationship with that person, even better. If you're single and you just automatically, you know what I'm saying, start to connect with certain people on a deeper level, it's because we made this happen. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'm going to do this ritual, then I'm going to get into the super chat priorities and then the live PayPal readings. Stephanie Papsidero said, I think you can have both, and that is 100% true. It is not black or white. You are encouraged to have it all. Okay, so once again, please pat yourselves on the back. I need each and every single one of you to pat yourselves on the back. People can say all sorts of things about me, about what they feel about me, about how I'm a creep, about how I'm crazy, about how I'm a fraud, about how I'm a con. I know I'm none of those things. I know who I am. I'm a motherfucking representative of Archangel Michael. When I say I'm Archangel Michael, I am merely just his vessel. You know, the Archangel is an energy that supersedes this human vessel, but I am a representative. I know who I am beyond my name as Michael, and no one can take that away from me. And I know my worth as a result. And this is what's going to liberate me financially, because now I know what I'm willing to do that honors what I desire and not what someone wants to use me for. Okay. So important. And the more Vibe Tribe wants all the smoke, the more you step into, there we go. I'm a conduit of the energy, basically. You have true vessels and you have real vessels. I'm one of the truer vessels. It's just going to work through me. So keep that in mind. The more you step into this confidence, as Sharon Andrea has said this too, the more, stay tuned tomorrow. We're doing episode 4. It's going to be lit. The more you're going to, shout out to Astro Pluto Queen. I'm definitely going to do a peace talk with Astro Pluto Queen soon. She goes hard. Make sure you follow her. The more you step into your confidence, the more you're going to feel the presence of dark forces. Okay. So I want you to comment a water droplet emoji or a wave emoji if you feel the energy and presence of doubt or negative voices that start to be like, oh, you suck. We call it depression. Even though, while diagnosed as the best that they can, totally not necessarily what it is. Nobody, like, trust me when I say you do not go around day by day downing yourself. That's a lie. It is a lie. Okay. It is a dark force that whispers into your subconscious, you're not good enough. And then you reinforce that voice. But that negativity does not come from you. You have a source of light and love. That's what comes from you. Before negative stimuli filters that out, you are a source of love. So whenever you feel positive, you're going to start to evoke the counterbalance force of negative energy being like, no, you're a loser. No, you suck. No, let me remind some stuff that you did in the past so you feel less confident in yourself. That's all metaphysical. That's all jargon. That's all bullshit. Okay. Metaphysical jargon, bullshit, wrong words. But you get what I mean. So know that you now have to stand your ground. And that might come across as being pretentious. You're not being pretentious. You're standing your ground. Now it doesn't matter. Comment fire sign emojis if you're ready and willing to stand up for yourself. The telepathic communication is so weak because this is how these energies try and take place. There's some people who you don't even know are psychic and they're hating on you. They're keeping tabs on you and they're hating on your progress. And when they say their negative stuff, they're linked with you psychically. So you hear it real time. And that's nothing that I can really prove That's nothing that I can really prove physically. If we were to test this and have someone do it real time, it's not the same experimental variables, because now you know that that's happening. So you won't hear it the same as if you were totally focused on something else and you were receptive to hear it and you hear it. Well, it doesn't matter what they say. You know, you can look that person in the eye and be like, I know who I am. I know who I am. You mad. You mad. And it's really it. And unfortunately, I'm sorry. Just because you mad doesn't mean that the label you place on me is real. You need some anger management. Thank you very much. It is what it is. Shout out to the $1 Billion Vibe Tribe. Like Ronnie said, I'll do what I want. So we're starting this transit off with the conjunction to Uranus and Taurus. Just like Pluto Star said, the agent Smiths. Be careful for who doesn't clap for you. Be careful for who doesn't applaud for you. It has nothing to do about them being right or wrong. It has nothing to do about them being good or evil. Some of you are caught into that dualistic programming. Well, as like, oh, well, that person isn't evil, so maybe I should listen to what they say. It doesn't matter. Someone could be the most pure and still wrong about something. So it's purely to do about your boundaries, and it's purely to do about whether you feel respected or not. If someone does not have the maturity to confront you and actually have a heart-to-heart conversation with you about what you're doing that threatens them, then you don't have to acknowledge the passive-aggressive bullshit they do, because they want to be weak, because your presence inherently intimidates them and makes them weak. So many of you are raising from this general influence of being called a loser. And let me talk about this, because Venus and Taurus is all about value. Okay. So many of you have grown up in the generation where people were kind of quantified as, oh, this is a jock, this is a cheerleader, this is a nerd, this is a loser. If you do certain things, you're a loser. If you do other certain things, you're cool. Every single facet of that was based solely on an illusion. And this narrative is still playing through your subconscious, where consciously you can know, okay, that was in high school. That doesn't define who I am, but it's still a construct that people who think like they're in high school still do. And it's still going to play through you until you fully leave this. Superlatives. Thank you. So like the whole notion of, being cool enough, the whole notion of not being cool enough, that's an illusion. That's all a subjective standard. No one is truly a loser. No one is truly like super cool, right? Relatively, yeah. But keep that in mind, because you're breaking through that, okay? Like so many of you who didn't get the respect you deserved because you were labeled a nerd, because you were labeled a loser, because you didn't have the most popularity growing up. It's you all that's going to be deciding and defining what trends really. And this is where the shift into Taurus favors the authentic and the real over the image of being real. Okay? These younger kids, it's our generation that was forced to popularize these labels. That's why it was popping. It's not going to happen that way. This younger generation doesn't care about that. They want to look and see you're real and you're authentic. And let me tell you something. The people who are real and authentic that are going to be gaining all this popularity, they're not going to be the people who conventionally look like the cool people. They're not going to be the people who you were taught are conventionally supposed to be the highly influential people who drive a certain type of car, who make a certain amount of money. Those people are going to exponentially lose their following because an illusion is just going to be completely seen through. And it's so many of you are going to start to notice the shift from now until 2026 of people who have actual talent being valued because it's needed, not because it's the right thing to do, because it's actually needed. People are going to be seeking you out. And that means some of you have been working on yourself for years, not even knowing that your own authenticity is going to make you viral. Not because you even wanted to be viral, but just because that's what's in demand. Financial liberation. You can only experience that by knowing your value and knowing your worth, not letting people gyp you, not letting people waste your time, not letting people refuse to see the value and worth that you have. Period. I know the value of what I do. I also know that people in my life that should have been supporting me, right? I have parents that, I mean, I wouldn't say that my parents are proud of me and what I do. I don't have any resentment towards them because I know it's generational and I know everyone in their generation feels the same way, so it's not specific to them. But I'm in a stage of my life where I should have family members giving me kudos, like, congratulations, you're walking your path, you're doing something that you're meant to do, that you love to do. There's a certain embrace that I should have from my community and society that also embraces what I do. And I never got that. In fact, I got the opposite. Where I was supposed to get that reinforcement, it's your parent, your parents are supposed to fund and fuel your dreams and help support you. I never got that support. Much love to my mother. She's definitely always supported me, to a degree. And I don't hold any resentment because this is my karma. This is what I'm meant to go through. It is what it is. And I'm not the only one in my generation going through this. Okay. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we not only have I had to fight against that and still do what I do, many normal people, I'm saying, I'm still recovering and no one else see me. And shout out to Dominic who said he's still recovering. I'm using this as an example. Please don't think that I'm depressed about this. I get it. Like, I know this is what I signed up for. But there's so many of you who are going through the same thing. You have not been acknowledged for your natural gifts. If anything, you've been made to see them as taboo and to feel, bad about it. I even read a post like this morning. I read a post from High Vibrations 44. Let me actually get it. It definitely spoke to me because it's something that we're going through here. High Vibrations 44. Shout out to Lisette. She wrote an amazing post earlier, and she was talking about how, she stepped into her gifts, and the people that were at her church did not honor her for it. They made her feel like she was evil. Her parents gave her an ultimatum like, hey, you either stop doing this or we kick you out the house. So many of you know where I'm going with this because you've experienced this too. You have to understand, as you're developing yourself into adulthood, not receiving that reinforcement can damage one's psyche. It's something that's not really easy to go through. And it's not meaning that life should be easy, but it's not something that many of us have had the ability to acknowledge, because every single one of you have had to just move on past that. And just get over it. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Like, this is, so many of you are in Stockholm syndrome right now, and you don't even know. You have not had that apology from people in your life who still refuse to see people think they're doing you a favor. People think they're doing you a favor for tolerating what you do. Oh, well, you know what? I won't kill you for it. Like, I still think you're weird with what you do, but it's your thing. That's disrespectful. That's manipulation. Like, you are deserved an apology, a full understanding. So many of you have not been given that. You're still having to move on and just act like that didn't happen, or just find different ways to acknowledge this. Some of you will never get that kudos, and it's all good. The whole notion, there's so many people who we hail as so influential that in their lifetime were not recognized. So that whole notion is not a foreign concept. But I'm letting you know, I didn't let that stop me. I went and I was able to manifest y'all. And now we can connect together. We know what's up, right? And that has its own value. That is its own currency. And this is so important because this is what's going to build so much strength in your heart. Okay, we have sustained supernatural strength when Mars went through this sign. Now we are opening the doorways for very powerful strength in your heart and to be able to just stick to the worth that you have. As it's not going to come without a fight. What's going to happen, especially this week, is as you every single one of you watching this, as soon as this week and next week are going to manifest significant breakthroughs. You're going to strike oil. Okay, up until this point, you've been definitely walking your path. Uranus was in Aries and you went the left field, but it squared Pluto Capricorn. So there's the established tradition, but you did your own thing. And it's like, shit, I'm doing my own thing, but it's coming at a sacrifice. I'm losing friends. I'm losing respect. I'm losing, what was comfortable and what I was used to. And you walked this path and you gained some advancements. Some of you were able to start to make a living with this. Well, now is where you strike oil. And it's like, holy shit, I finally get it. I finally manifested the meaning of me walking this path. I finally got into a place where I can not only make a living doing what I do, but secure the rest of my life for this. Why is this important? Now that you've struck gold and oil, right? This is akin to going to a gold rush, and you sacrificed a large portion of your life knowing by faith that there's gold in these mines. You're researching this modality you're stepping into, and people don't understand the whole ideal of mining for gold. So they're looking at you do what you do, getting rid of what has already been established, and you're like, you're wasting your life doing this. You're mining, you still have nothing to show for it. You still have nothing that you're doing. Well, guess what? Uranus and Venus is in Taurus. You finally found that gold nugget. Okay, so get this. You initially found the gold nugget while you went on that path. The reason why you went on that path is because you found a little bit of gold. And it's like, holy shit, this is real. And you tried to show other people and they're like, oh, that's not real gold. You appraise it to someone and it's like, wow, okay, this is a bit valuable, but you'll never find wherever this is. I don't really know what this truly is, but faith was like, go follow that path. You're going to find more of it. Now you find the gold nugget, and now you don't find more than a nugget. You find a whole mine of gold. Okay. And it's not in the sense where, because what's going to happen now that you found this, which represents your internal locus of control, a facet of being yourself, that because you held space to expand spiritually, you'll have a spiritual connection through synchronicities that other people are now going to see through you. When they see you manifest this goal, they're going to be like, whoa. Now what you've manifested is on a higher quality than what was already established. And people are going to be like, damn, how are you making this money and you don't even have a college degree? Damn, how are you stepping on this and you must be dealing drugs. You know what I mean? Like, what, you actually made it work for yourself. And this is going to bring a lot of jealousy. Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius bring jealousy because of quality. This is going to bring a lot of jealousy if people feel like it's not fair. The reason why this is important is this did not happen overnight. This was a 9-year process, years of work to receive overnight success, sweet spirit. This is the cycle that's starting now. So now when people see that it worked for you, they're going to drop everything they're doing and they're going to go and do it now. But there's oversaturation, right? They're coming into these mines after it was established there's gold. So you've already secured your gold mine that you own all of. You've reaped that. And now people are going to go find the leftovers, but you've already secured your mine. So they're going to have to compete with everyone else trying to find this wave. And you're going to have people jealous of you. You're going to have people who are starting to give you funky energy starting now because they're starting to see that remember, you know what you're going through. because you're doing it. You've gone through the signs. You've seen the synchronicities. You've experienced the pain. What people have seen you do is from the outside looking in. They did not go through your pain. They did not see the signs. The way signs specifically are set up are not meant to quantify for other people. This is the divine speaking to you. It's a unique language that you have to yourself. That's why you can't prove it scientifically. If a scientist were to ask, what's the mechanism behind seeing synchronicities? I would say there's no mechanism. It's purely subjective. It's not meant to make logical sense. It is an irrational, illogical, divine communication from the divine in another realm to me. Therefore, it can't be logical because it's happening outside this time and space. And there's some things that you don't have to make sense of because it's not even meant to be communicated. It's just for me. You don't know you've been building neural pathways for you to understand this versus people who are going to just start to get it, have to learn it now. It took years. You cannot just duplicate the process overnight. And so people are going to now see, damn, I've been looking outside, because on the outside looking in, let me tell you, this is a message for y'all too. All right. It was, they wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym. The way this was set up, because this was an intrinsic treasure you were mining for. While you've been working on the outside looking in, it's been looking like you haven't been doing shit. I'm going to be honest. Like, yeah, people are acknowledged. Like, think about someone watching me on my YouTube journey. The only thing that people see me doing is giving readings, right? Putting myself on a public platform and waving the astrology stick. Astrology, transit. At first, it was like, this dude's annoying. All he talks about are stars. Then they started to see, oh, okay, you're actually building a following. Oh, okay, wow, that's what's up. You made something for yourself. That's cool. We still see it as something little, you're doing your little astrology thing. That's cool. That's all surface level shit. They did not sit with me for the thousands of consultations that I've done, right? For the connections with all of you that I've made, which is my true currency. It's not the money that you're paying me. It's the connections I make in person at these events. The emails that you guys send to me, sharing your feedback and experiences that touch my heart on deep ass levels. It's the connections we make on the live chat that cannot be bought with money, that are completely priceless. People don't see the work you put in, like Astro Pluto Queen said. So all someone from the outside can say is, oh, you're delusional. Oh, you're a loser, because what you're doing doesn't align with my system of seeing things. And they don't realize they're playing themselves, reflecting back, calling you a loser, them being a loser for calling you that. But so period, what's going to start manifesting are the physical results of that spiritual work, the habits you've gained, the wisdom you've gained, which you cannot buy. You cannot buy. There is a quality of strength spiritually that you have that people who haven't walked this path will not have, because they didn't do the work, because they were too cool for it, because they didn't want to get embarrassed by being open about that. I'm sorry, you got to do the work. There are people who've done the work. There are people who haven't done the work. There's so many people who've tried to be halfway with it. And they felt like, okay, maybe I can do this on the low, but I won't let people who I know, you know what I'm saying, know that I know this stuff. It doesn't work that way. You have to be open about your beliefs so that you can live them fully. And for those of you who've walked your talk and absolutely had to deal with the backlash of that, you're getting blessed 100%. And this is something that no one can take from you. All right. And it's something that's going to bring you such an amazing level of abundance that some people, the people who have always been on your quarter, you'll know, because they'll be like, wow, you look amazing. Like you're so amazing. So people see that I've gained, a bit of a YouTube following, but what they don't know is that I'm sitting on a literal gold mine. A literal gold mine of infinite worth. When I say we're part of the $1 billion vibe tribe, our aura is worth more than billions of dollars. And now we're going to manifest what that means. And so why did I say that? Because on the outside looking in, To them, it just looks like, okay, I'm just making YouTube videos every week. I'm not really doing anything too big. And then out of nowhere, bam, I'm on TV. I'm driving this car. I'm making this amount of money. I'm meeting and talking to highly influential people. And me manifesting those material indicators does not mean I'm successful. It's going to look like that to people. Oh, now you're living this higher scale. No, I was successful the moment I decided to walk this path and not let anybody stop me. However, people are going to see this happen overnight and be like, whoa, what? I thought he was just a YouTuber. How does he know that person? How is he doing this with that? How did he secure that deal? It's all stuff that was under the radar. And I'm an 8th house moon. So I want you to see my Gemini. I want you to see me acting foolish on camera. I don't want you to know the secret moves I'm making with my 8th house Capricorn, talking to certain people you would have never thought that I would even have contact with. I'm not thirsty for attention. I'm not going to tell people. If I were to tell you who was in my inbox the other day, I've read a couple celebrities in my career. I'm just not thirsty for attention. I'm not ever going to tell people who those celebrities are. And no, unfortunately, I can't tell you who they were. All right. One of you knows, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't necessarily, it's not that deep to me because a celebrity is still a person too. So I don't see it as like, oh, wow, I just read a star. I see it as, wow, that person has this online persona, but they're actually pretty chill in person. They're actually really cool. So keep that in mind, y'all. Like, a lot of your spiritual progress has been under the radar because it's intrinsic. It's not really something that you can definitely show them. Shout out to K Martin. Yep. That's definitely true. And really, really keep this in mind because this is now going to exponentially manifest. And for a lot of you, it's definitely aligning in fields that you thought that you had so much more years to do. And you're going to realize, wow, you had it. You were on point the whole time. You totally have it. You totally got what it takes. And you're redefining the value that goes into it. We took the attack first. Now it is our turn to attack. Okay. And this level of success is over. This level of success is over the indicators of status and success that you see. Okay. So it's not going to be the conventional, I drive this car, I have this much money. Some of you are going to be making significantly less money than highly wealthy people, but living a way better lifestyle than them because you're in tune with who you are and you're free. You're financially liberated. Okay. So this is what's going to bring you financial liberation. You are going to be creating a monopoly of your own self. The whole purpose of Uranus in Aries was to become and brand yourself as an individual that cannot be copied, a truly unique individual. Well, now that Uranus is in Taurus, if you're going to brand something off of something that cannot be copied, then you're the only one in your niche and no one can compete with you outside of literally copying who you are. That's why no matter how saturated the astrology community is going to get, because we're getting there now. In the next 4 years, everyone's going to realize, oh shit, you mean I can make this type of living being an astrologer, and it only takes me like less than like a year. I don't have to go to a 4-year collegiate institute to learn and make money with this. Well, everyone's going to be an astrologer overnight. Everyone's going to be offering readings and consultations. And like I said, we don't have regulation. The reason why everyone can't be a lawyer overnight, the reason why everyone can't be a medical doctor overnight is because you need certification, boo-boo. You need to pass a board exam. I know you want to give legal advice, but do you know what you're fucking doing? No? Get your ass out of here. Go to school, okay? And, you know, we're starting to be the ones to give out certifications, even though they're there. And I'm going through a certification process myself. In another 2 years, I want to have an astropsych degree that is purely online. I have the honor and privilege of even taking part of. But everyone's gonna, and I'm just taking it, it's not limited to astrology. Everyone wants to be a social media influencer, everyone wants to be a rapper, everyone wants to be a musician, right? Everyone wants to be an astrologer. And you know what, some of those people have the right to do it, because if that's their destiny, if that's what they want to do, they can. But how authentic are you with it? What is your reason authentic? That's what's going to be revealed. Okay, so the reason why I'm not worried at all, despite how oversaturated this is, I have already instituted unique series that can never be copied. No one has ever taken the perception of astrology I have, considering the age of Aquarius reports. That's 100% unique to me. No one has ever created the World War Zero arc. That's 100% unique to me. The way I personify planets is something that is unique to me, that if someone else were to do, you would say they were copying me. And this is where I've done that work. Just like I've done that work, you watching this have assuredly paved your own way and made your own unique sense of yourself through whatever field that you can take to other fields. Okay, keep that in mind, because now that Uranus is in Taurus, you can now rest and take your time building your empire. And no one can take that from you. Someone can copy it from you, but it's going to be so copied that they're going to know it comes from you, because only you can do this. And that is going to create financial liberation with Venus and Taurus, allowing you to start this new cycle producing and manifesting things that are unique to you. Okay, so let's say by this time next year or 2 years from now, when Venus comes back on the cycle on Uranus, I'll probably have a wardrobe of clothes that were 100% tailor-made by me or produced by me. And then I'll have some clothes that I support other people's clothing lines as well. I'm gonna be more conscientious of the energy of the clothing that I'm wearing, right? But what does that predicate? I'm producing stuff unique to me. I'm giving and receiving with higher quality taste unique to me. And that's also going to predicate the quality of food you eat is going to be so much more amazing. Food is just going to be tasting better. Okay. In fact, that's your homework. Eat your favorite food and see if the quality of that taste is so much better. Okay. And really, really keep that in mind. The full merit of your value and worth is going to be manifested. And the reason why, shout out to Spend Smart Live Happy. She has minimalist videos on YouTube that are so awesome. The reason why people are going to be jealous of you, the reason why people are going to be angry and ticked off at you is for so long, in order to fuel the insecurity of covert narcissists and certain losers around you, and the reason why I call them losers is they had to fuel their insecurity by thinking they're better than you. So you going through what you're going through, where you walked this path of yours, where it was easy for people to throw you under the bus, made them feel comfortable around you because they saw themselves as above you. They saw themselves as something, as you not really being that much of an issue or a threat, not knowing that you've been working on yourself on the down low. You've been committed to yourself. You didn't care about the limelight. That's young nigga shit. I'm an OG and the G is for gentlemen. You get me? Like, you've been focused. And so you're just going to seemingly overnight catapult yourself in a position to where you're more independent than they are. And now that edge, that illusory edge that they had over you, feeling like they could feel better than you, now they can't feel better than you. Now the basis to which, you know, on the surface, they were acting like you're a friend, they don't have that anymore. Now they're going to show you their true colors. Now they can't act that way because you're in, and I'm talking about even now, the difference between now and before is now you can do this ritual after the live Found in Wonderland. You can do this whenever you want. Great question. If you're watching this months later, the ritual will still be accurate because we're just holding space for this energy. But it's like, yeah, now, whereas certain things people said used to elicit reactions, now you don't even care. Now you see it for what it is. And that is giving you strength internally against the manipulative ways people have been acting towards you. Okay, so first thing that I want to express with this cycle, the psychologically manipulative tendencies and habits people have had are going to be unconsciously exposed. Unconsciously meaning you're not going to be totally aware of it, but the way you interact will show that it doesn't affect you anymore. And this is going to energetically bring certain people in your past back in your life. Certain people who haven't been talking to you, certain people who haven't necessarily, thank you, metaphysical mama, certain people who haven't checked for you, they're going to come back in your life because energetically, the cord that they had over you, it's not there anymore. And they notice it's loose. So they're going to consciously or unconsciously try and reinforce those stereotypes over you. Try and hit you with that same languaging, like, oh, you're still doing this little thing. Little do they know that you're going to clap back now. See, before they could attack us like that and be passive aggressive and be very manipulative. Now Chiron's and Aries, they don't know you're going to hit them back with you're still slow. You still don't do this. You still don't know your fucking moon sign. What are you, retarded? You can literally say that. If someone doesn't know their moon sign, like, it's different if they did not know that moon signs existed. Okay, if someone knows that moon signs exist and they don't know, should I be completely assholic or not? Carly, yes. Because you're not being an asshole. You are not being an asshole. It's going to come off like that, but technically you are not being an asshole. If someone did not know how to count, you would look at them weird, right? So if someone knows that moon signs exist, but they haven't been bothered to look it up, and you ask them, be like, are you retarded? You don't know the energy of your soul? And you think that's okay? Like, listen, you have to, that's Chiron and Aries. It's not a sensitive healing. It's like upfront, like, yo, I'm being authentic with you. Like, no offense, but how are you okay with not knowing this? Because you're letting this delusion of social stigma make you think you're in the in crowd because you don't know. How do you not know this? How do you think this is just a fad at this point? They're only going to get that from you. They are only going to get that from you. You need to give people the impression that if they think astrology is fake, and not just astrology, I'm using astrology because this is the example. But if something that someone should know they don't understand, you need to give them the impression that they're stupid. You need to give them the impression that they're dumb, that they need to get with the times. Can you see now why we couldn't do that when Chiron was in Pisces? Because people were still sensitive. There was still a lot of disinformation about this out. Now there's been a whole decade. The period of waiting is over. Now you can clap back. Now it's time to attack and confront other people and be like, hey, I'm walking in integrity. Okay, what are you doing? What are you doing? You looked at me like I was iffy. What are you doing? Who cares if they like to live in ignorance? Very true too, because you're not going out to just force people to believe it. But I'm saying if they come at you with that, you better let them know what you rocking with. And this is going to surprise so many people because they're going to start to see this confidence and this value you have in yourself that you didn't have before when they place this manipulation over you, versus people who have nourished you, people who have definitely invested in you, people who have definitely always believed in you. They're going to be coming back around and being like, look at my investment. Wow, it's grown. Damn, I can gain so much more from this. I'm using this in terms that are impersonal, and it's not as impersonal as that, but just letting you know, just keep that in mind. Let me tell you something though. You guys need to promise me something before I wrap this transit talk up. This financial liberation is going to allow you to now invest in income streams, in stocks that you can back. And you want that first stock to be yourself. Know that everything you invest within yourself is going to bring the highest returns. Why? Because you're committing to it. This is predicated on the fact that you're committing to yourself and to becoming your greatest self. For those of you, oh, Mars just entered Cancer. So this 0 degree sextile is going to help this ritual. The fact that we have over 500 is going to make this super powerful. Okay. The fact that you're investing in yourself is good. Are you dumb? I love that statement or clip. The fact that you're going to be investing in yourself is going to give you the most returns ever possible. There are people watching you right now you could have never imagined are watching you, but they just don't say anything. So you don't know they've been analyzing and they've been proud of where you've come or disappointed if you haven't been living up to certain things. Okay. It's very important because promise me this. Okay. Promise me this. It is 2019. Okay. It is 2019. And as much as you felt that you've needed to be with a certain somebody, this applies to love and this applies to jobs, all right, and vocations. And the Jade Stone one, I want to kind of, I want to reemphasize this. The Jade Stone said, I disagree. I wouldn't tell someone something they're stupid for not knowing something. I wouldn't tell someone they're stupid for not knowing something. I didn't specifically say that, and I'm gonna reword what I said because I said it so fast. I don't think you heard me. When Chiron was in Pisces, there was still confusion about this path, right? So you're not gonna call someone stupid for not knowing something. However, if the knowledge is out there and they have the ability to learn it, like I just said before, like if someone didn't know moon signs existed and they didn't even know, you know what I'm saying, that it was a concept, then don't call them stupid because they were just enlightened to it. However, if they knew about moon signs, if people asked them about their moon signs before, if they were told what moon signs were, if they've had the opportunity to learn about moon signs, if they've had the opportunity to get to understand this better and they still don't know it, they're stupid. They're willfully ignorant. And being willfully ignorant is stupid. And that's just facts. It's not really just like making fun of someone. It's just factual. Like you're being dumb. Even if you don't believe in it, you still want to understand it to debunk it. You're not even doing that because you're being stupid. So I totally agree with you. Like you don't just call people stupid because they don't know something. But if they're being that willfully ignorant and then acting like you're dumb for believing it, they're stupid, period. So I need you all to promise me this because the success of this transit is going to be 100% dependent on how well you personally decide to love yourself and respect yourself. There are billions of people in this world, okay? And just because it doesn't work out with one situation doesn't mean it won't work out another way. Uranus is not in Aries anymore. Uranus is not in Aries anymore. And this was meant to teach you that the problem is not with you, okay? That doesn't mean the problem is automatically with other people because it's not with you, but there's nothing wrong with you. No matter how you might be diagnosed in a relative sense, relative to a way a system's supposed to be working, there is nothing wrong with you. You are completely fine. You are completely fine, okay? Outside of how relatively it may affect whatever. So, I need you to promise me this, okay? If you cannot promise me this, then do not do the ritual we're about to do, okay? Before I tell you, before I say drop this bomb, okay? Uranus is in Taurus. So, I want you to throw away all the connections you felt you had. Whoever you felt you were meant to be with, whatever you felt was meant to happen, fully let it go because it's going to manifest in greater form. What's meant for you is going to come better than you ever could have imagined, okay? And May 30th, at the end of this month, Venus is going to sextile Neptune 18 degrees. And it's simultaneously going to sextile the North Node 18 degrees. This is going to give you a sense of direction in your partnerships based off of the love and the appreciation and value you have for yourself. Veils are dropping regarding those who assume power and influence, and your sense of value skyrockets as a consequence. And when I say veils are dropping, the veils that are dropping with Uranus making a sextile to Neptune is the 11th house influence of Neptune that's going to finally put you in communities that acknowledge you. So many of you are going to feel loved. Does it make sense now that when Uranus was in Aries, the 12th house is the house of release? So the 12th house influence to Uranus had to release, right, old friendships. So now that it's making a new sextile, you're connecting with people who actually align with what you do. Because it's not even so much that old friends didn't have the same ideas you did, but their actions weren't really reflecting it. They were going a separate way. Or those same friends are now starting to come around to respect what you do. I really had to catch myself because I let myself get played. Like a lot of people who watch a lot of people who know I do what I do, could acknowledge from the outside looking in, like, yeah, I see you're doing your YouTube thing. That's great. That's amazing. You're amazing. But then if they try and reach out and I let them go, they're going to feel a certain way. Like, what, I thought we were friends. I thought we were homies. Like, how come, I see you're stepping into this new sense of success. And what's going to happen is they're going to come back. They're going to be like, oh, I was completely wrong about you. Well, let me see if things are still cool as they were before. And you need to promise me you're not going to play yourself, okay? Because those same people who see me do my thing, how many times have they watched me do events? This period has really made me realize who's really my friend or not. Because I've been doing this for 5 years, okay? I know the Leo King, David Palmer, is a good friend. That's a brother. Some people see us online and they're like, okay, these guys just linked up. But the Leo King, I've known the Leo King since I started this path. I've known Christopher Witecki since I started this path. They were integral to me starting this path. We started it relatively together. This has been someone in real life that I can connect with on that level. One of very few people, frenemies and everywhere. Meanwhile, people who say, oh, you're my nigga, you're my friend, like you're my dude, I got you. Never to this day check out a transit talk I do. Like it really made me think because I was playing myself because I didn't know my value. I was like, yeah, it's totally cool. Like they thankfully they accept me still. Yeah, they see what I do as my little YouTube thing, but thankfully I have this that I do, and then I can go be friends with them. And I realized, wow, I'm so fucking stupid. That's not true friendship. They don't even invest in what I do. The same people who I was calling friends, if we were to go out right now, they're going to introduce it like it's some type of Kirk, like it's some type of like sideshow attraction. It's nothing that they would feel proud expressing it. Is that really my friend then? I've been doing this for 5 years. And there are still people who know I do what I do, and they have never, like, when you see, that's why I'm so grateful for Dominic. I've known Dominic for years. He shows up to these shows, right? Whenever you see Hangmaster 17 showing support, showing up. Even though he doesn't show up every episode, he's shown up. That's someone that I've known in real life before I stepped on this path who actually acknowledges what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's 2 out of like so many real people I've known. And let me tell you why this is important. Because I've been doing this for 5 years. There are people to this day still do not watch me live at all. And I've never cared about that. And that was the problem. I never cared about that until now. I didn't think it really mattered because I'm doing my thing. To this day, people who call me their friend, they don't watch my lives. They've never invested in a reading. Meanwhile, I support their businesses, right? Like I've supported, I've never asked for discounts. They've never gotten a reading. They've never watched a live that I've ever done for 5 years. They're not realistically invested real time in what I'm doing, right? They haven't really like gotten into what I do, but they're still going to call me a friend. And this is important because when I start to manifest the results and the rewards that come with this, these same people are going to be like, oh, you're too Hollywood to hang out with me. Oh, you manifested this YouTube following. Now you think you're too good for me. Oh, I've been your friend for so long. No, bitch. You haven't been a friend for real. You've just known me for this amount of time. You have not supported legitimately what I've done. So why should I share the rewards of that with you? Why should I not share it with the people who have been rocking with me since day one, when all y'all thought I was weird as hell for truly following my path? I literally had to put myself in check recently because it's not their fault. When I say this like that, it's not their fault. It's my fault for entertaining that. And some people think they're slick. They can drop in and show you support every now and then to drop tabs and check up, but then they're not really invested in what you do. And moving forward, I'm only invested in who's invested in what I do and who's actually going through the journey with me and not just trying to see, oh, what you going up through. I have my phone that is totally dry, okay? And I personally could be a way better friend that I've been. There's so many people, this applies to me too. There's so many people who I could have called up and have been like, hey, what's up? And I'm gonna call myself out on that. I have not been the best friend that I could have been, but that was my decision. I'm not, and no one's ever gonna confront me about that because I don't reach out to people. I'm a hermit. I've been totally focused on myself and getting where I'm going to get where I'm going, period. And I haven't talked to certain people. And if they confront me about that, all I can do is apologize. But one thing I'm not doing is when they're successful or when they have shit going on, I'm not going to be at them like, oh, why didn't you think about me? Oh, why haven't you done stuff for me? Because I'm mature enough to know, hey, I could have been a lot more in their lives as I have, but I'm not even interested like that. But when it happens to you, make sure you still hold yourself to the same standard. Don't let people who have not really, truly been a friend like that. I mean, some people will make you feel like they're doing you a favor just by entertaining what you do while still not really respecting it. It don't work like that. Okay? So before we get into this ritual, you need to promise me one thing. Please promise me this, please, because some of you will fall for this trap and you're going to backtrack, okay? Uranus is not in Aries anymore. So Uranus in Aries was that cutoff point. Saturn left Sagittarius end of 2017 into 2018. Anyone who was not fucking with you then, they're not fucking with you now, period. Anyone who was not messing with you before 2017, before the end of 2017, anyone who was not messing with you, the people who you've poured your heart out to, the ones that made you feel weird, the ones that did not want to connect with you. And this has a lot to do with friends and love interests. I hope you're listening to me. The people who you have wanted to get with energetically and romantically. Let me tell you something. This is a prophecy over your life. In less than a week and a half from now, this is going to exponentially shift. The sudden nature of this shift is because of Uranus. They are going to start to look at you because what does Taurus do? It manifests physical results. You're going to manifest physical results. People are going to see, oh, wow, this person who used to hit on me, this person who was so thirsty for me, or this person who poured their heart out for me, now they're in a rich position. Now they know people. Well, I mean, maybe they'll let me talk to them. Maybe I could talk to them because they were so eager to get to know me. So it's going to be so easy to actually go to them. And what they're going to realize the hard way is I'm not that person that wanted to give you an opportunity to be in my heart. You weren't feeling me before. You were not feeling me before you saw this success. So I'm sorry. You're going to have to wait in line. I'm sorry, boo-boo. I'm sorry, boo-boo. Okay. You say you my friend. You have not watched a single live talk that I've had, homie. So how am I going to cut you in on this? It's not authentic. It's not authentic. Period. There are a select few who you knew that have respected that though, and let them in. Okay? Period. There are some people who maybe they weren't available romantically, but they held space for you. Maybe you tried to get at them romantically, you know what I'm saying? But they just weren't ready. But they still held space for you. They didn't just reject you. The line is long too. They didn't just no cutting unless we cut. You get me? They held space for you. So when they see your success and they come through, you hold space for them too. Maybe it'll be ready for them. Okay. So trust me when I say, promise me that person that you felt you couldn't live your life without, when they finally start to acknowledge you, don't just open the door for them just because you like them. If you were trying to be a part of a job, if you were trying to be a part of collective and, you reached out to someone who had way more followers than you and they did not connect with you because you were too low level for them. Oh, you weren't really that popping. And then they see, oh, you know that person? Hey, as if nothing happened. Hey, what's up? Being all friendly. You better give them that resting bitch face. Be like, who are you? Who are you? Do I know you? Excuse me? You better act brand fucking new. Oh, promise me. And the reason why I'm saying promise me is some of you are so kind. Some of you are not inherently manipulative like these other people. So they're going to come back. They're going to be like, hey, I'm so sorry. Like, I totally shouldn't have done, I totally treated you like this. Please, can we be cool now? And it's like, you better make them work for that. They need to promise me that you are going to make them earn your respect. They need to earn it. Trust me, because some of them are going to try and earn it. And they're going to be like, I liked you. Be gone. Like, I'm good on you. Because their true colors are going to be revealed. You're going to realize they ain't shit. Versus some people who maybe before they didn't give you the time of day, but because you're giving them the opportunity to earn your respect, they can now respect you because you're giving them the opportunity to earn your respect, as opposed to not giving it to them and just, all right, it's cool. No, it's not cool. So don't let somebody try and passively aggressively you know how some people do that? You know how some people are manipulative, and it's like when they feel you're about to confront them on manipulative stuff they've been doing, they suddenly change because they're narcissistic and they start to be cool and they do stuff to get you back on their good side, and then they do that. Don't let people play you like that. Don't let someone who was in a high position now want to work with you. Make them work forward. Period. That's all I gotta say. Do you think I'm letting 561 people gas me up because I have significantly more people watching me live than I did before? No, this is a work of service. I wouldn't be shit if it wasn't for the universe's hand in my life. I don't take any of this glory. All this glory goes to God. The fact that I'm able to do this, I'm grateful for. It's a role. I will never let it get to my head because anyone can do what I'm doing. At the end of the day, if I die right now, the universe will find somebody else, enlighten them, put them on the path, and pick off where I left off. It's very humbling, but it's real. That's how it is. So keep that in mind, because you're going to manifest this success. But when you manifest this success, the other half of this is you can let it get to your head. You can finally reach a place where, wow, I've struck gold. I've struck oil. I will never have to work as hard as I worked again. And you need to Own that. But what could happen is you now get too comfortable. And it's like, oh, I don't need to do all that. I finally made it. And it won't be taken away from you. This is why this is deceptive. It won't be taken away from you. You can live off this for life. However, you can miss sight of the reason you did this path in the first place. So if I start getting money, I can, like, very soon, Saturn's about to go into my 10th, Uranus is in my 12th. I could be a millionaire right now. I can make so much money that I don't need to do this to make a living. That's where I'm headed to. I'm gonna be on network television soon, getting paid really well to where I don't have to do consultations. But I'm still going to make a weekly video, and I'm still going to open myself up to the public because this is my destiny, not because I'm supposed to be at a certain level. So I can take that level of status and be like, oh, well, I don't need to do this to make money anymore. So, all right, peace, guys, I'm good. No, even though I'm going to manifest all this wealth, now it's like, okay, I can still do what I do even more powerfully now because I'm much more secure. So you're going to be manifesting all these rewards, but don't let it distract you. And you're going to be manifesting people. It's called integrity, just like Pluto said, that come back into your life, new people that carry that same archetype, and make sure I'm not telling you to reject them. I'm not telling you to be like, oh, well, you rejected me, so I'm going to reject you. I'm saying make sure that they show you the level of respect necessary. Make sure that they earn your respect. All right. That's been some of my biggest flaws. I never let people earn my respect. I've implicitly just respected everybody because I like to see the best in people. The way I am is I will respect you until you disrespect me, and then I'm going to take that away. But nah, now it's like, I know you're cool, but you still need to own that respect. And anyone who has integrity will not be turned off by the prospect of earning respect. It's someone who doesn't have integrity that's going to, I spoke to a lady like this earlier, this chick who wanted to finesse me from my money and talking about, oh, just give me your login information. And it's like, boo-boo, I don't even know you like that. Like, let's have coffee before I do this. And someone who has integrity will respect, okay, like this person wants me to earn it because that's what they would do for them. So keep that in mind. Don't let this whole foo-foo, oh, well, we're cool. No. That's how people deceive you. So other than that, let's now step into this ritual. Woo! I felt the energy for this talk. This talk was only as valuable as it was because y'all joined in with me. Okay, so we're going to do this ritual right now, and I'm going to pull a card before and after for the outcome of the ritual, and then how this ritual is going to manifest per zodiac sign, as well as the Venus in Taurus energy. So we have the King of Swords, but I want to pull another one. So I want you to just relax. Shout out to Sophia, Nova in the building. We got a peace talk coming soon as well. Definitely very important that you just relax. Feel the energy of the earth raising up your feet and to your root and slowly to your crown, okay? So the King of Swords is talking about mastery. Ooh. Ooh, okay. So we have romantic feelings. Your feelings are worth exploring. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Keep an open mind. And the Page of Wands. Following this ritual we do, because we have close to 600 people, you're instantly going to receive exciting news that gets you pretty happy. Okay. And it's gonna okay, some of you don't realize there have been inherently manipulative forces in your life. So let's say like there is such a thing that exists, right? When someone is about to get in a relationship with somebody, then someone who's been curving them is gonna be like, oh hey, I'm gonna start talking to you. Only because it's like, oh, that person's about to get in a relationship. Let me just play with them. I'm not really going to get with them, but I want to leave them hanging so they don't get in a relationship. That's a special type of relationship that you will laugh at, but it happens outside of love. So once you kind of connect with this source, it's going to trigger people's true colors that wanted to see you in a certain place. And now that they feel energetically that you don't rely on their validation, they're going to start coming at you antagonistically. And you just need to smile. You just be like, I'm happy, bitch. What's up, motherfucker? Like, ha ha ha. Please hit that like button if you haven't hit that already. And this is going to really give you very exciting news, very exciting development. Okay. And now this is going to be super simple. All that we're going to do, I want you to, first of all, feel your energy rising up to your crown and just feel your energy field expressing itself. Feel your energy slowly wrapping around your body and taking you over. Thank you, Jamie. The last thing I'll say is with Venus and Taurus, this is the perfect time from now until June to put in work on production. Put in the most work possible on production. What is it that you can create and work on and stock, but make it your own and unique? Because it's all going to pay off, if not almost instantly, as there's a demand for it. There's a demand for the uniqueness of you. So as you bask in that, as you feel that, I want you to really feel and start to teach your subconscious energy. How does it feel for you to be valued? Imagine yourself being loved. For some of you, you're royal. For some of you, you're cliche traditional royal. So being loved is getting fed grapes and fanned and having all this attention. Bask in that, right? Neptune and Pisces is saying there's no limit to what you think is fantasy. You can be trans financial, okay? Really, in your mind's eye, imagine and feel yourself being loved, right? You've told yourself that you want to love someone with all your heart, but have you really imagined yourself being obsessively loved over? Because that's what you're going to manifest now. You're going to manifest a relationship with someone who loves you deeper than you ever thought possible. It's going to have you start questioning your own self-esteem. Like, do I love myself as much as they love me? Okay. And if you're in existing relationships, you're going to see your partner start to see more value in yourself because they see value in themselves. Okay. So really start to feel it. See, Loving Soul said, wow, never thought about it. I'm telling you, it's something that we sometimes play ourselves with. So really feel that. Breathe in satisfaction, breathe out gratitude. Let's just take some time to breathe in that energy and scenario and breathe out gratitude in your reality. Okay. And as you really imagine this, I want you to see it in your mind's eye. How does it make you feel? How do you actually, what are you doing? At this time, I invite you to feel very deeply the energy, and I'm feeling this pervasive love. That's all our energy. So I thank you very much so for holding space in this way. Y'all feel amazing, and I normally don't feel like that, but I'm feeling it. I am feeling it. So thank you. That's really all I can say. Uh-oh. So we're going to take this time to just once again connect our energies. The connection of our energies is so important because um this is what's going to exponentially raise the quality with which you will experience very profoundly the manifestation of this ritual, as well as, of course, what's to come. This is going to manifest as soon as we're done. Once I end this broadcast, the energy will disperse. It'll trigger Uranus. It's instantly going to start manifesting. There are certain connections with people who've been running parallel to you. So it's like you don't have any, it's like acquaintances. There are certain acquaintances in your life who are about to be super significant to your life. But up until this point, they've been running parallel. It's like you know of each other. There's no bad blood. Maybe even certain people who you've had like bad blood with. Bam! Energy's gonna shift and they're gonna be all in your life and you're gonna be all in their life. It's like now the energy's activating. So this ritual is gonna help facilitate that. Thank you, Cami Janice. Much love. Thank you for joining. Shout out to those of you who are new here. So once again, feel this energy. I want you to now feel the energy of everything you're intending come to your hands. Okay? From your heart. Shout out to Erica Rodriguez. Thank you for joining. If you don't want it to come to your hands, it can come to anything else. This is really just meant to take your focused intent, combine it with all of ours, exponentially raising the strength energetically, vibrationally, through frequency, however you want to say it. It's hilarious for me to break this down scientifically because it's not needed. This is purely magic. But other than that, after you do so, I want you to go back to just feeling loved. We are now calling in our soulmates, okay? And by calling in our soulmates, you're not just calling in a romantic partner. This is you feeling the vibration. Literally, I just split the deck and I got you deserve love. You are lovable. Yes, please hit that like button if you haven't yet already. You are lovable. Okay? So, you know, ask it, really envision you're calling in your soulmate by maintaining the state of vibration that has you feel lovable. That's what we're doing. This ritual is bringing your focus so that your body language reflects the you who feels like you are so loved. And then you're going to take that frequency and you're going to bring it into your world. That's it. It's nothing super fancy, but by taking that frequency, you're calling in your soulmates because that's the frequency they're going to recognize. Okay? So feel this tingling in your hands or wherever you want to gather this energy. Blizzy boy, I do live readings instead of super chat. So just check the description box. I'll mention that very soon. All right. And now what I want you to do is to either put your hands together or keep them apart And I want you to feel the energy coming out of your hands and forming into a construct. It could be an energy ball. It could be, and I'm going to put it all in one hand and focus it in one hand instead of both hands. You can have both hands. You can have one hand. I'm going to just do my right hand. And it's totally cool, Blizzy. And I want you to just focus and see this energy that you have generated, this feeling all coming into a focal point as an energetic construct. I'm going to make mine a ball with wings, angel wings. Deck it out, has a halo in it. And I want you to just really, okay, Goku vibes. It doesn't have to be a ball. It doesn't even have to be an energetic construct. The whole purpose is just to manifest this in physical form. Now we don't see it physically because it's vibrating too quickly and it doesn't have any like real elements, right? We're not that far along in our psychic ability, although some of you can physically create constructs, which I'm so jealous. But other than that, now let's take some time to strengthen this. Focus all your energy in coming in this contract. We're now going to program this construct, okay? And program this construct to attract and manifest this abundance. So everything you are feeling about feeling loved, fuel it into this construct. Ooh, pyramid pure gold. Okay, Crystal. Whatever this construct is a symbolism of what you feel about your value and what you're manifesting as well. Okay, so keep that in mind. Some of which doesn't have to have a concrete meaning as well. And now, whenever you're ready, I want you to envision in your mind's eye whatever symbolizes your higher self, your higher energetic expression. And now it's okay if you don't believe this. I have not personally, and I don't think I can prove this realistically. So it's okay to see this as a theory. It's okay to see this as just, a belief, but you have a version of yourself that exists macrocosmically, right? You have the subconscious version of yourself that exists as your subconscious mind, but you have a superconscious mind that is aware of yourself as a galactic consciousness, while you also have a conscious self that is aware of itself as just this consciousness. So you are now, whether you want to envision your spirit guides, the planets, higher celestial forces, I want you to now offer this energy up and release it to it. Here's my gift. Take it. Thank you. And release it. You should feel the energy release as well. And so what we have done is we've released your conscious intent as above. And what it's going to do is take it in and then co-create it with you and then manifest it so below and then bring this in the form of people who manifest this. So what we're doing is we're taking your intention, we're releasing it up above. Yourself up above that knows more than you is going to alter your intention and spice it up with a little more of what you truly want and then bring it down in its true form. The last thing I want you all to do is to just hug yourselves and show yourself love. And as you hug yourself, feel everyone in the live chat that you've connected with feeling this healing as well. I love you, $1 billion vibe tribe. Yeah. Woo. You're all right, man. You've done all right. You're a cool dude. You're a cool dude. Look at you. We're here. We're here. All right. And that's it. Congratulations. You're welcome to take this manifestation technique and do this with anything. Send energy up, watch it come down. The reason why this is going to have a marked, powerful, quick manifestation is because we did this with 500 plus people and there's strength in numbers. So this is going to exponentially manifest this quick. There are fire signs and water signs that are going to definitely help this happen really quick. So thank you, Sagittariuses. All the Sagittariuses with Jupiter and Sag, and all the Pisces with Neptune and Pisces transiting are the reason why this is going to manifest just like this. So thank them. If you see a Sag, if you see a Pisces, definitely thank them. Congratulate them. Don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to be seen as delusional in the face of cowards who can't confront you face to face with this, but are only comfortable talking about you. They're losers. They are the true losers, even though they think you're a loser. So it's kind of ironic. But other than that, I'm going to pull cards for the 12 signs to explain what Venus and Taurus will be like for you. And so now that I have your attention, I'm going to pull one card for the outcome of this ritual. Okay. Oh my God. I shit you not. I shit you not. I got the 2 of Cups. So it's legit. It's legit. The 2 of Cups, my friends. If you've done this ritual, you have now called in your soulmate. And really soulmates, right? Because it's not really your soulmate. That's an abstract concept. But the 2 of Cups is saying you've established this connection. The front card is a 3 of Swords, so it's predicated upon release. But this is pure confirmation. If you've done this ritual, you are now holding space to connect with someone who mutually loves you like you love them. All right, it's going to be organic. It's going to be natural. It's Venus in Cancer, so that's a clue as to when this will manifest. And we, oh shit, y'all! Oh shit, y'all! We have new love. A new person has manifested, so a new soulmate. Now, keep this in mind. If you are happily coupled, this new love is talking about a fresh new tenderness and wave of new love, as if you're meeting your partner for the first time. And the extra card I have is make the effort. So Alexandra Phoenix said twin flame or soulmate. Alexandra, please, I advise you watch the very first part of this reading. There's no distinction between twin flame or soulmate. It's all soulmates. And look what's under the 2 of Cups. It's going down, my friends. All right, so there's assuredly a new love with someone who authentically connects with you, okay? Shout out to Dominic and his wifey, Rihanna, that are about to get it in. We even have engagement, new love, and make the effort, okay? So we did it, y'all. Y'all saw me shuffle this. I didn't handpick these cards. We got new love and the 2 of Cups. Okay, and this is going to be a new love. Why? Because Venus has started a new cycle. So this is a new mutual love that, you know, just make the effort, which you will. You're going to want to make the effort, and that's amazing. So I have discounted prices. I realize I don't promote this stuff, so you guys don't really know. In fact, outside of lives, I don't think people really know of my services, but I have discounted services from now till the 20th. From now to the 21st. You can get discounted consultation rates. They're going to go up after this. And after they go up, they will never go down. And they're eventually going to go up again. All right. When I get the true prices. So keep that in mind, especially now that I'm on High Vibe. Really keep this in mind. If you want discounted reports, I have $40 reports and I have $150 hour-long consultations. This is your chance to invest, okay? Totally get to booking. I'm done with school, so I have I just finished the semester and I don't really have summer courses until like June. So I totally have so much free time. I'm not even going to really be that much in summer. So you could totally book, totally take advantage and get reports, totally go to Patreon and become a patron. The Patreon fam is growing. We have super chat priority. So instead of doing a live reading, I will pull a card for you every time I do a live with just me. All right. I have personal monthly forecasts and exclusive tarot forecasts as well. And Once again, for those of you who want to know how to schedule a consultation, just go to my website. What's included in a consultation? It's a block of time with me. If you want an hour or 30 minutes, you have anything you'd want me to do. I do tarot, I do oracle cards, I do astrology. So you have me for any type of reading you want. You want a synastry reading, you want a transit forecast, whatever you want me to do in that time, I got you. Okay. And for those of you who are now would like a live reading, I'm going to go to the Patreon list, pull cards for the super chat. After I pull the 12 cards and do the super chat priority, I'm going to do the live readings. I see the list already, so stay tuned. I'm going to get through these pretty quickly so you don't have to wait too long. All right. If you would like a live reading right now, I have the Romance Oracle deck and I have the Ascended Masters deck. All right. Air hug Maya. All right. So if you would like an oracle card, if you would like a tarot card reading, that's $5. If you would like a tarot card and an oracle card, that's $10. If you would like a tarot oracle card and romance oracle card, that's $15. And if you would like all three and a specific question based off of your sun, moon, and rising astrologically, that's $20. Okay. So for those of you who just want one tarot card, I never specified. If you want one tarot card, but instead of pulling a tarot card, you want me to pull a romance oracle or an oracle card, then just specify that in the notes. Just be like, hey, pull a romance oracle. Or hey, pull a oracle card. Okay. Versus if you want all three. And thank you, Gladys. I'm glad you guys really resonated with this. The energies are definitely kicking in. So my quality of channeling is so much better as it used to be. All right. So I'm going to get to these cards right now. Stay tuned. I'm about to pull cards for the 12 signs as for this Venus and Taurus transit, and another card as for how this ritual will manifest for you as you did it. As you already see, we got the Two of Cups. So mutual love is grounding here. Okay. Much appreciated once again. So what's up, Lissy? So let's get this show on the road. Aries moon, Aries rising. We have the Devil card. So you're totally going to really cast space. Please shoot me a email or Instagram and we can look into that. Just show me like a screenshot of what you see. But yeah, Dream State, you can pay through PayPal. That's what I accept, but I have Venmo and Cash App as well. Aries, we have the Devil card, which is definitely talking about things getting raunchy. You're going to really be confronting manipulative energy and also really heavily be confronting this tendency for people to try and take advantage. It's really going to expose any shadow qualities in your connections with people. But I get the sense this is just more sexual. The Devil card isn't bad. Y'all are just going to be like significantly more sexual than you usually are. And you're already sexual. And we have the Knight of Swords. So this ritual is going to give you either a Knight of Swords that swoops in your life or the ability to leap to the right conclusions. It's getting hot here, y'all. This Vegas heat is not playing. I gotta turn my AC off. Jesus Christ. Not expecting it. Sheesh. Taurus moon, Taurus rising. Oh shit, I didn't know my underwear was sticking out. Please don't think that I be sagging, y'all. Like, I am not a fan of sagging at all. I'm just kind of retarded. So like my ass is big. So like it just really kind of shows. But yeah, don't think I'm a sagger or anything. Okay. It's working on my butt. Anyway, Taurus rising, uh Taurus moon. We have the Death card for you. Okay. The Death card is definitely talking about Venus and Taurus fundamentally transforming the value you express and thus changing your life. And with the Seven of Pentacles, it's urging that you're patient with this process. And you don't necessarily put yourself to rush through any of this as well. It has a lot to do with investments as well. And this is a great time to invest in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency or any stocks or anything like that. Okay. Gemini moon, Gemini rising. We have the 10 of Pentacles. This Venus and Taurus transit is going to step you into so much greater wealth and open up the rooms for passive income. And we have the Four of Wands. So you're going to gain results for this ritual that was done. And it's definitely going to perhaps set up a living situation as you'll have a stronger connection to your home. Cancer moon, Cancer rising. We have the Three of Swords. So this Venus and Taurus transit is going to expose influences that you're ready to sacrifice. All right. And with the Five of Pentacles, it does seem that you're going to realize who's alienated you. The whole purpose of this looks negative, Cancer, but it's actually really positive because you're going to realize like who hasn't been there for you. Like the Five of Pentacles is all about people you can count on in a place of lack. So this is going to let you know who hasn't really been investing in you while you needed the help. Okay. Which is important because God, before God blesses you, he shows you, or the heavens show you who really isn't truly your friend. So you're not blessing them. Okay. Leo moon, Leo rising. We have the Empress card. Shout out to Empress Daisy in the building. Leo, this is talking about abundance. This is talking about like obscene luxury. Like you're just bathing in abundance. Just like the image that I had of this is like you just taking a full cup of donuts or a full cup of like orange juice and just pouring it down. Go. And there's orange juice just spilling all over you. And you don't even care about wasting it because you have like 50 more bottles of orange juice. You're just bathing in abundance. You can just waste everything you have because you just have a surplus of it. And and we got the Chariot card, double major. So this ritual is bringing forth a very powerful element of victory. You're going to be moving forward and gaining momentum. This is a breakthrough card, which is very awesome. If you're having to win, you're the winner. All right, this is pushing you forward there. Virgo moon, Virgo rising. Gluttony does kill. It is a deadly sin. We got the same thing as Leo. I'm gonna have to reshuffle. Though. But just in case, I just wanted to share that with you. Now we got the same thing as Cancer. Fuck that. Hold on. Let me do this again. Which on the surface, of course, I could have just shuffled better, but the same message is the same message. All right, Virgo, we got the Page of Swords, which is talking about coming into a newer way of understanding how you're stepping into value, a newer communication of this. But it's interesting because the manifestation of this ritual is exposing people's disappointment. This is not you being disappointed because what I see here is this. It's like this page is looking at this Five of Cups. Maybe someone is looking at you, reel over disappointments before they rock your world. Or more so, this is you kind of looking over, certain people who have no idea they're about to be blessed with you. Okay. But regardless, this is going to help you resolve old energy that you've kind of held on and lingered to. I just don't feel like that Five of Cups is you, but maybe that's just me wanting to be super positive. Libra moon, Libra rising. We have the Ten of Pentacles, basically the same. Oh, no. We have the Ten of Pentacles, which is similar to Gemini, talking about wealth and tradition. For Gemini, it's really a lot more passive income and just like shit ton of money. For Libra, it's tradition. It's long-term income that's established through a family name or a new business. And with the Eight of Wands, this ritual we just did is going to manifest everything instantly. Boop, 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 boop. Fast. You're going to be moving from 0 to 100 in the ascertainment of this. So Scorpio, Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising. We have the Two of Pentacles. Venus in Taurus is going to really change the level of productivity that you have. It's going to multiply your income with your hands-on approach to the way you make money. And it's going to encourage you outright to invest in income streams that you can trust as you play with your money. But we are talking about getting a new business off the ground, and we are talking about, you know, starting something new and being able to make it work. And we got the Magician card. So whatever you wished for this ritual is now true. The Magician is saying you have all the resources. You are the one, okay, that someone is dying to be with. Sagittarius, anyone would be dying to be. Sagittarius moon, Sagittarius rising, the Archers. We have the same card that we pulled for Taurus, death. And this is right, Dominic. I was thinking about what you said earlier. That shit is wild. We have the death card for you, which is talking about total transformation. But I get the sense, Sagittarius, you might smoke a fool. I think you might kill somebody. You might be someone's transformation. Okay. And we do have the Seven of Wands. So based off this ritual, it's going to give you victory. The Seven of Wands is victory. But when you get this victory, you're going to have to defend your victory from people who feel like you don't deserve it. When you manifest what you want, some people are going to feel like you didn't deserve it, or like maybe you cheated when you deserve it and they need to just get off your dick. Capricorn, Capricorn moon, Capricorn rising. We have the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is going to have you explore a sense of lack within yourself. It's not necessarily talking about you being poor or you having to deal with certain financial issues, as much as it's going to have you examine where you feel alienated from others, where you feel a lack of resources in more abstract senses. But this comes with the King of Pentacles. So it's almost manifesting a certain balance with this ritual we just did to definitely mirror someone who has your financial acuity. So keep that in mind, because the Five of Pentacles is usually not seen as a good card, but in this context is actually really good because it's going to only secure more wealth, just counterintuitively. Okay. It's if at least by showing you the avenues to which not to go to invest in. Aquarius, Aquarius moon, Aquarius rising. We have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is definitely speaking of stabilization of your financial investments, okay? Not just stabilization, but also not just stabilization of investments, but also being put in a position to very powerfully, attract reliable influences in your life. And we have the Four of Pentacles. So this is letting me know, Aquarius, stable income, more recognition, lots of money. Okay. And finally, Pisces moon, Pisces rising. We have the Five of Swords. Venus in Taurus is going to set up a certain sense of revealing people's true motives, because you're definitely going to manifest a difference of quality between you and other people who've been taking you for granted. And this is going to manifest arguments, but the root of those arguments are based off of psychological facets you see, but they're gaslighting you on. So prepare to be gaslighted, because you're going to be calling people out on the real reason they feel a certain way, but they're going to deny it. And the Seven of Wands is saying, stand your ground. Like, don't let people play you. You're going to be feeling this antagonistic force, but it's saying put these people in their place. The 7 is over the 5. Okay. This is saying you have an advantage. You don't have to let people, walk all over you. And you want to stand your ground 100%. And I'm going to pull one more card. People about to get curved. I feel you, Kobe. So for all 12 zodiac signs, we have the 5 of Wands. And we also have the Strength card, which is talking about fully immerse yourself in your passions and put yourself in environments where you can brainstorm your passions with others. Let's say, for example, your passion is being a spoken word artist. Go to open mics and put yourself in situations where you compete with other performers so that you can sharpen your skills and just kind of have fun. This is definitely just talking about a lot more fun. And now we're going to go into the super chat priority. So I'm going to pull 2 cards for the $33 tiers and 1 card for the $22 tiers. Once again, if I say your name and you have also ordered a live reading, I'm going to come back around to you. So please don't think that I skipped you. If I say your name for the super chat priority, I will come back to you once I do the live readings. Okay, so some of you are going to get multiple readings because you're a super chat priority, but you also just got a live reading. So I'm going to do those separate instead of at once. Oh, right. So thank you guys for staying tuned. Y'all are super amazing, as always. We, of course, are going to start with Anne. And we have the 2 of Wands for you, Anne Wolk, and the 10 of Swords. This Venus and Taurus transit is going to have you oversee a plan that probably has not worked, learn from it, and to definitely move forward with that experience. I also get the sense that perhaps you may be in the process of restoring someone's image, someone who might have it or is at like rock bottom. Thank you, Damien, and is now in a position to heed your wisdom. But this is definitely with the 2 of Wands talking about really manifesting your potential out into the world. Asiya, we have the 3 of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So a friendship is going to bring new love this transit. I know you're a Taurus, so this is definitely going to be pretty powerful for you, okay? Very, very powerful. Let me take a picture of this text. And congrats, Davida B. We have the 5 of Wands and the Page of Swords. You are not struggling in vain. Your hard work is being watched by the right people. And so you want to really gain inspiration about ideas from people in your field as well. Ruby W, I turned off Super Chat. I am now exclusively doing PayPal Live readings. Evelyn Hernandez. We have the 8 of Cups and the Emperor, which could signify someone walking away from investments in order to become their own man, but also paralleling you kind of walking away from old emotional investments as you walk towards a more grounding influence. This is very positive because it's just talking about so much more power that you'll be coming into. Wait a minute. Oh, wow. Oh. Uh-huh. Karen. Thank you, Katrina. Thank you. Karen, we have the Temperance card and the Ace of Pentacles. You may be starting a new profession or job that will instantly have the good management needed to get it off the ground. So definitely practice a good amount of moderation as this new investment is destined to succeed. Okay. Kia Hayes Mason. We have the Three of Wands and the King of Cups, which is talking about making long-term plans with the level of emotional maturity needed, as well as perhaps incorporating whoever this king influence may be in your plans and perhaps traveling in the near future. Monica Harden. Hope you enjoyed the reports. We have the Ten of Pentacles and the High Priestess, which to me, I think has a lot to do with secret societies. The covens we were talking about, what I felt, Monica, was you're in the process of building your own, not coven, but society. The reason why you had experiences there was to learn how to do it, learn how it operates so that you, with your pure heart, can make one, which I feel might be exclusive to just women. So it might be a coven. And it's like a spiritual tradition and community that you're establishing with your wealth that you'll put in. Okay. P did 427. We have, oh, nice. Appreciate you, Kiha. We have the Chariot and the Four of Wands. Any long-term plans that you're making are going to add momentum and victory. So once you act off of these plans, you're going to find that they add up on each other and you're able to carry forth that momentum quite well. Rebecca Resser. We have the Nine of Cups and the Star. Okay. All right. That's what's up. Conversion culture. Take a picture of this too. That's like the winning combo. That's like your wish and your dream coming true. Everything you've ever wanted, Rebecca, you making it happen this Venus and Taurus cycle. This is awesome. Emily, Swirly 777. Right? Empress Daisy? Like I feel like I just hit 777 right now, the jackpot. We have the Knight of Pentacles and the Hermit card, which is talking about a reliable connection with someone who's more discreet. It's talking about you on the low, stabilizing your financial income, but it's also talking about developing a low-key relationship with someone who's very reliable and consistent. It doesn't have to be romantic. It doesn't even have to be another person, but this is all centrally Virgo energy. So you're going to really be stepping into greater solidification of intent and energy that you've put out there. UG 1616. We have the Two of Wands, and that comes with the Three of Cups. You're going to be celebrating success very soon. You're going to be making plans with friends as you really bring your original ideas and start to see your place in the world together. It's going to be very festive. It's going to be super awesome. Super, super awesome. All right. We have 16 more of Super Chat priority before we get to the live readings. Bonnie LeBaron. We have the Three of Wands, which is saying your enterprising forward movement and vision is what's necessary. Really look 3 months into your future. What have you accomplished? And make the plans and steps to get there now. Carmen Cruz, we have the Six of Cups. Shout out to Light Cruise 17. Very amazing person. I'm glad I had the honor of meeting you. We have the Six of Cups. I didn't want to pull a second one, but this came under the Ace of Cups. So there's a very authentic soulmate connection that you'll be developing with someone that is pure to you and with you. That's going to be very powerful. Okay. David Rosher. All right. We have the Knight of Cups. This is urging you to come artistically with how you express yourself. Really express your heart and really express yourself with this finesse that's necessary. Okay. You're going to find that instead of appealing to people logically and intellectually, you'll do way better appealing to them emotionally. Okay. Deja Sama. I love saying that. It rolls off so well. We got the King of Pentacles. And I actually fully see this as you taking a more masculine edge and approach to incorporating your business and really being a lot more financially minded, but it could also represent an actual king who's going to give you great financial advice with what you're doing with your business. Dianza, we have the Chariot. Victory is yours. You are pushing forth with very powerful momentum that will definitely help divine your success moving forward very greatly. Just Jade. We have the 10 of Pentacles. Come and get this bag. Come and get this money. You are going to gain wisdom from your family and ancestry that helps tie you in accordingly to the necessary level of money that you're going to be making quite accordingly. I think I just did Just Jade. Carrie Richard, we have the Page of Pentacles. You must go back to the drawing board, especially when it comes to financially assessing a situation or being put in a situation to kind of appropriately put into play a lot of stuff financially for you, whether it means restarting a workout regimen, studying a new field. The slow but sure work you do will give you the proper foundation. It's never too late to start over. Kelly White. We have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is talking about being put in a position to persevere. And although you're a bit protective because of your previous experiences, you don't necessarily want to allow yourself to close out opportunities because you're too protective. Just stay perseverant, okay? Awesome. Thank you so much, Kelly. Larry Jacko, we have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is definitely speaking of you being put in a position to reap accordingly from the intellect that you gain from focusing on your projects. This may also manifest itself as you being put in a position to not only focus independently of your projects, but you also being put in a position to gain advice from another professionally minded woman. It is definitely 100% inspiring you to stay, very, very much so, very, very much so, not only focused independently on your projects, but definitely carry forth that level of professionalism. Melissa Smith, I love seeing your smile. It's something contagious about it, even though it's just on a avatar in a picture. It's definitely very revealing about your character. And we have the Four of Wands. You just bring this festive energy with you, which is definitely talking about results of hard work and maybe a home party. This is like the card of like a wedding or whatnot, but it's definitely allowing you to experience a lot of your own like happiness and joy and connect that to the community around you. Look to serendipitous surprises that bless you greatly. Nancy Solorio, we have the Three of Cups. You have a lot to be celebrating about. There's going to be great unions that occur, and you're definitely going to enjoy the presence of friends more than ever. Real, true friends who invest in you quite accordingly. Nika, we have the Ten of Pentacles. Indiscriminate wealth that you're probably not going to see coming, because it doesn't just come out of nowhere, but it's greater passive income that you're going to really enjoy working hard to have created, and also can signify a family secret or tradition or inheritance that keys you in more to who you are. Sweet. PJ, we have the Two of Pentacles. Okay, the Two of Pentacles is definitely talking about taking a hands-on approach to work that needs to be done and doing it accordingly, and really making sure you stay productive, because this will keep the money flow quite exponentially growing. Rhythm and density, we have the Knight of Swords. You have to leap to the truth of a situation before you have details. The Knight of Swords could be a message of truth from a highly intellectual whippersnapper who wants to kind of, tell it like it is. So be receptive to what comes. Sandy A, we have the Eight of Swords. You are examining limiting beliefs and thoughts that kind of hold you back. And what you want to do is take each of those thoughts and transform them into a positive thought that will actually edify you instead of make you feel limited. Okay. And finally, Sylvia Spellman, the card that we have for you is the Two of Pentacles 2, which is urging that you stay very productive and you allow yourself to very powerfully and positively, take a hands-on approach. Thank you, Mark Pereiro. I just got your payment. So now I'm going to do the live PayPal readings right now. Okay. I see some of you are asking for a card, and there is a line. So just keep that in mind. I'm not really just pulling randomly for people. You are welcome to join the line. Okay. For those of you who don't have enough to afford, it's totally fine. I pull a card for everybody. Okay, so if you would like a card, go to before I started the super chat, and I pulled a general card for everyone, so we all win here. Okay, other than that, we are now going to start the PayPal live readings. Sugoi. Oh shit. Okay. Chakra crystals, gemstones. Advice about sex and money. I gotcha. Appreciate you, Carly. Stay blessed. Crystal chakra gemstones. We have the 10 of Pentacles. So what's your general sense of value? Let's just say. What does it look like? If we're going to examine quite accordingly, the general sense of how you personally and powerfully see yourself, what the family you want, what your family tradition is, that's what's going to highly influence the money and sex that comes into your life. And it's not a bad question at all. I think it's a very important question that you ask. Uh-oh. That's weird. Oh, never mind. There we go. So keep that in mind. When it comes to money, though, you're definitely going to be coming into a lot more passive income. This is great sign that you're going to step into a lot of money. So congratulations. John Wilkins Summer. Yeah. Yeah, we can do it like that. John Wilkins. Is there a divine partner coming? This is Nikki Wilkins of Messages from the Multiverse. So Nikki Wilkins. Okay, thank God. Awesome. So your Libra Sun, Gemini Moon, Cap Rising. Okay, is there a divine partner coming? You are the divine partner. Great question. Venus and Uranus in your eighth is going to fundamentally transform the capacity with which you deal with others intimately. And as a Capricorn rising, because this is your fifth house, this is going to open up new romantic partnerships as the North Node is in your seventh. So the whole theme of partnerships is important. It's not so much that a divine partner is coming because you are the divine partner. So where are you going is the question. Okay. The tarot card that I have for you is the Page of Swords, which is talking about you coming into relevant information from people maybe younger than you kind of changing your perception based on the new information, the new language that you're going to be coming into that'll have you look at things so much differently. Okay, we have Isis, balance, career, and home life, which makes sense as a Libra, right? You definitely not only want to balance your career and home life, but to really just put your life in greater balance. This is everything you're already doing, which is why the card is coming up to almost affirm this. And just keep that in mind. The Oracle, the Romance Oracle card we have is give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. So if you're single, it's saying to work on the partnership with yourself, but this is talking about with the energetic connection that you already have existing with your divine partner. All right. Shout out to the Leo King in the building, Mr. High Vibe TV. I hope y'all are following me on High Vibe too. I'm not doing these daily scopes for nothing. Show some support to the Leo King and we putting in some good work. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you so much. Thank you for stopping by. Definitely nice to see you. Marie Flore Calixte. Wait a minute. Yeah, Marie Flore. Libra Sun, Cancer Moon. Oh, shout out to Abby and Rachel. Hello. Thank you. All right. Sag Rising. What do spirits want me to do to move forward? Oh, what's up, Rachel? Rachel. Okay. That's what's up. So you're in Cali right now. What spirits want me to do to move forward? I need guidance. So as a Sag rising, Libra sun, you're having to be like an enormous, like, you don't have to be a complete asshole or a dick, but I'm kind of suggesting that you be one. Oh, sheaves. I forgot about sheaves. I'm kind of suggesting that you be one because you see the state of people's energy, especially as a Libra, assessing things politically. And there's certain things you can't just bring up privately without there having to be an explanation. So be the bad guy for now. Like literally just say what's on your mind. And to move forward, you can't be afraid to hurt feelings because those same people are going to turn back around. And thank you for keeping it real with them in a way that other people didn't dare. Okay, so basically be more blunt than you usually are, and you're already doing everything that you have to do to move forward. So just keep up the good work. Okay, we have energy healing with Merlin, which is urging you to incorporate consciously Reiki, like do energy healing for everything you do. Before you eat food, bless it with your healing energy. As you talk to someone, let healing energy emanate from your mouth and aura. If you're working on a project, let healing energy emanate from that. As a cardinal sign, you'll see your power evident. The Seven of Wands wants you to stand your ground. You have advantage over others who don't really agree with your viewpoint. So you're gaining victory by standing your ground in this way, okay? And express your love, all right? Go ahead and make the romantic gesture, boo-boo. Do what it do, okay? Let that person know you feeling them, okay? I couldn't ask a question. I made the request for my phone. Messages come from me. So Sheaves, yeah, you're next. It's totally fine. I'm just gonna pull the cards for you. Let me make sure this is Catherine, Sharon, Andrea, Juan, Sarah Beth, Evelyn, Chastity, Anne, Sherelle, Joy, Sherelle, Dorothy, Mark. Sick. So Sheaves, I got you. And then Catherine. Ha ha ha. That's Showtime work. So I tried the PayPal, but it didn't work. I'm confused. Shadowbird, what did it tell you? What message did you get? Sheaves, we have the Five of Swords, which is talking about, people just bringing up bullshit to your face, even though it doesn't matter, even though you've let them know it doesn't matter, but they still want to bring it up for some dumb reason. So just let them know you're with the smoke and you don't necessarily want to deal with things that you don't have to. The Five of Swords is saying a conflict. It's there's the meaning of the card, and then for you the message I'm getting is the conflict that seems very important isn't. Okay. We have purification with white Tara, all right, which is taking a lot of these issues and purifying through the going through it, and then express your love. But I also have chemistry, but express your love. Go ahead and make that romantic gesture. Okay. Sharon. Oh, okay. Catherine. Cass Space. Catherine Kasperzak. That's such a dope name. Sharon, you're actually after Catherine. Your timing is so amazing. Shout out to Sharon. We're doing episode 4 of our talk live tomorrow. Make sure you stay tuned. Catherine, we have the Empress card, which is totally your sexy ass. Okay, this is you just stepping into your beauty, just dripping swag, just like, yes, I've walked into the room. I know all of you want to be with me. Even the woman in the room, I know you. I trigger your lesbian fantasies. That's the swag that I'm getting off of here. But it's you fully stepping into your beauty as a goddess being. And I've seen your pictures on Instagram, Cass. Like, you totally have that swag. Like, you can walk into the room with like a piece of bread on your tits and like a homeless garb, and you're still going to look super beautiful. You can wear Kanye's line of homeless clothes and like still be the most beautiful person in the room, just stunting on everybody. So just keep that in mind as well. Okay. We also have, all right, nurture yourself with Mother Mary. Okay. And deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in the relationship. Someone is trying to act like they don't have the feelings that they have. They're not expressing their love. Like you're a little bit incongruous because you've seen synchronicity. You have Neptune as a Virgo opposite your sun, so you see the connections. But someone's trying to act too cool for school. It's deception. Don't believe in it. Okay, Sharon Andrea. Gotcha. All right, Shadowbird. That's what's up. Congratulations. Oh, wow. I pulled the same card for you twice. I didn't want to pull it because I thought it was a misshuffle, but it came up 3 times. So that's kind of interesting. Sharon, we have the Page of Swords, which is talking about you not only being watched, but not in a creepy way. People are looking. What I'm picking up with this is people are looking at what you're doing for like advice. People don't want to ask for advice, right? But people are kind of spying on you. They're like, oh, this is how she does this. This is how she works her magic. I also have purification. There's no prompt with this too. Normally I would be like, people are looking at you, so this, or be very mindful. This is just, hey, like, you have eyes on you. Some are highly influential, some aren't. But just keep that in mind. And then purification with white Tara, which is important because it comes with deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. For you, Sharon, someone is not being honest with how they feel with you because they know if they were to open up with how they feel, the mask that they put on won't allow them to be another person to other people. So you feel different because you're right. They're not real. They're giving you a front. Okay, that's kind of what I sense with that. Andrea Lentz. Thank you, Sena. Thank you, Mark. I totally got you. Nadoka, go to the description box below. Andrea Lentz. Appreciate you, A. Lewis. I'm glad I could help you with that. That's amazing. Andrea, we have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is saying your anxiety is raising because you're getting ready to close this cycle. You are now in a position to really examine the cumulative nature of all this energy before you break through. And your energy does take off the mask, Sharon. I have the twin flame card, and you are a twin flame. Twin flame rhetoric is very confusing, and this is adding to your anxiety. But it's a good sign to know that reunion is inevitable. So keep that in mind. Sag, Sun, Leo rising. Good to know. Okay. Wan Yi. Wan Yi. We have the Empress for thee. The Empress is talking about the divine feminine archetype that will be manifesting for you in full force, manifesting itself as material abundance and romantic bliss. Unconditional love is here for you. And we have nurture yourself, Mother Mary, who also follows this Empress archetype, okay? And it's really saying to nurture yourself by feeding yourself well, really pampering yourself. And we have attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. It's also saying you have many people attracted to you too. You're developing attraction with someone significant. Sarah Beth Mullaney. We have the Page of Pentacles. An initial investment that you're making is more significant than you may know right now. So if you made small money doing something you do, or if you made a small investment to really push yourself forward into a new business or to kind of start a new workout regimen, this is all about you taking care of your beauty and your appearance and really starting to put your material world in order, okay? Joy. Thank you, Joy. Oh, gotcha. Joy Schreiber or Rosa. We have trust, Sarah Beth. Okay. The Page of Pentacles, and trust that the work you're doing is working the way it is meant to. Okay. Oops. Evelyn Alvarez. Much appreciated. Wow. Rosa. There we go. Who's Rosa? I see Joy Schreiber. Rosa, are you Joy Schreiber? I want to make sense. I want to make sure that one was you, okay? And we out here for shout. Evelyn Alvarez. I've been getting purification for a lot of people. That's interesting. So, okay, awesome. Thank you, Joy. So we have express your love, Evelyn. Go ahead and make that romantic gesture, which I think is important in your case because if you think that you aren't in a position to, or on the surface it looks like, oh, this might kind of upset stuff, you want to go ahead and really make that full-on romantic gesture. We have purification, and it's coming with the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles is showing stabilization of material efforts, but also an important message about things that are going to kind of stabilize very positively. And purification, this has been coming a lot. So I'm going to read this. So I think there's an important message. Something involved with the situation needs purifying. This could be a signal to purify your motives and intentions so they're purely about service and not about fear or competition. It could mean purification of your body and diet, or simply mean adjusting your life so that all your actions are in integrity with your true beliefs. White Tarot will support and assist this purification, ensuring that it's a harmonious process that brings great blessings to you and others. Put your whole focus onto how may I serve instead of what might I get out of this, and everything will go better. Affirm loving thoughts about yourselves and others. Avoid chemicals and toxins. Avoid behaviors that lead to feelings of guilt or shame, as these lower your self-esteem. Leave situations that are out of integrity with your true beliefs. Okay. White Tara is an aspect of the Eastern goddess Tara, who appears in various forms signified by different colors. As White Tara, she's a loving and helpful goddess who increases life expectancy and enlightenment in those who call upon her. White Tara is the very essence of everything that is pure within each human and all of life. Call upon White Tara to reveal your pure inner self, as well as to purify anything in your life. 7 James, hit the description box below and you'll see the PayPal list in order to join. Chastity, Cusimano. Oops. Chastity, thank you very much. I will take a live reading. Ascended Masters, please. I felt this live hard on a deep level. I'm so open to any advice. I totally got you. Okay. We have the 4 of Wands. So you're stepping into not only great results and rewards, but you're going to have a celebration. There's a party that's coming up that's definitely going to make you feel celebrated and like you have a stronger connection to your home and community. Find the blessings in your current situation is what Krishna really advises you to do, and this will help you turn things around quite accordingly. And thank you so much for your support. As always, I haven't gotten to your email yet, but I saw you sent it. And thank you, by the way, for what you said about finals. I'm glad to see you're closing it off on your end as well. We have the High Priestess. Your psychic ability and intuitive insights are now integrating to a point with which you can actually legitimize certain psychic experiences other people kind of relate more to pseudoscience. You're definitely going to make more realistic sense of these more abstract occurrences, and this is definitely going to work well accordingly. Okay. We also have Drink More Water with Oshun. And I know y'all saw me like sneeze into my hands. So I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. In case some of y'all are like, oh, he's putting his germs back in the cards. I am that savage, man. I'll be right back. So we have Express Your Love. Go ahead and make that romantic gesture, but I'm gonna pull one more just in case. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. So I'm going to be back, and then we'll resume with Sherelle Rogers Price. Dream State, January 26th, 92. So that makes you Pisces. Scorpio moon. Oh, Aquarius. I'm sorry. Aquarius, Scorpio moon. All right. Dream State. I got you. Alrighty. Alrighty. Thank you, not even God. Appreciate you. So dream state. Let's get it cracking. I'm picking up with you that you're having to redefine a lot of social stigmas around you. You're having to embody archetypes, dream state, that are traditionally seen as evil or bad. And not, they don't have to be seen as evil, but like weird because you're making it normal. And I'm going to say that one more time. It's a strong channeled message I have with you. It's like you're having to take up archetypes people see as bad because you're actually going to show people that they're not bad. It's just, it depends on who you are as a person. Okay. So we have the Five of Swords, which basically speaks on what I just said. It's like you having to kind of deal with it. Doesn't, yeah, you having to deal with like differences of opinion, like people trying to alienate you, even though you're this magician. Okay. Keep that in mind. As an Aquarius, this Taurus season transit is putting you in a position to find your foundation and grounding. And as a Scorpio moon, to feel into people who can hold space for you to be uniquely you. We also have energy healing with Merlin. You have a lot of Scorpio moon juju. So you want to channel that into every situation. You can energy heal things that you didn't even know could apply to energy healing, like stuff that might be inanimate as well. Hey, Shadowbird, what did you pay with? What was the name you paid with? Just so I know. And we also have this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek, dream state. Congratulations. What was the name of the astrologer you recommended earlier? Something with beauty queen. Ooh. All right. Thank you, Mia. I'm not necessarily sure. That's a good question. Joy Schreiber, beauty queen. Joy Schreiber. Joy Schreiber, we have true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. Okay. We also have Joy Rosa. There we go. Nurture yourself with Mother Mary. Oh, okay. Sophia and Astro Pluto Queen is who you're talking about. And Sophia was the other one, but Astro Pluto Queen, who's a Cancer, I believe. And Joy, finally, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So this is awesome. True love, a very amazing family structure being manifested, and the Empress, which came well with Mother Mary. Okay, so nurture yourself. OP IVD KPW. Opavid. OPIVD KPW, the card that we have for you is the Knight of Wands. You're going to gain a message of passion. If you've been losing passion, needing inspiration, kicking back into gear, this is definitely going to inspire you accordingly. And it's even encouraging you to kind of like go travel a bit and move around, as it will be quite powerful for you. Donathy, Empress Daisy Chan. We have the 10 of Cups, okay? Which is once again talking about you defining your legacy and wealth. It could be a contract, it could be an inheritance, but I mean, the 10 of Pentacles is big money. So it's you stepping into a more abstract sense of wealth. And Pallas Athena wants you to detach from drama. Pallas Athena is your T, Empress, because she is on your moon. Okay, so she wants you to detach from drama that may come, especially as this is concerned. Mark Pereiro, Sena. We have the Six of Cups, soulmate energy. Okay, okie dokie. Please, for those who want to know how to pay, you go to the description box below and you'll see my PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App info. We have yoga with Babaji. So, Sena, this could be talking about maybe a soulmate or someone from your past or past life introducing you to yogic practices, but also you just kind of really being put in a position to employ even a little bit of yoga. It doesn't have to be anything too like off the wall. You know what I mean? Um, hmm, hmm. Mia Williams. Oh, there we go. Mia, I believe you said you were Aries rising. Oh, sick. Mia said you said you were Sag Sun. Sun in Pisces, Aries rising, Moon in Aries. Okay, so as an Aries rising, this is all about taking your ideas and manifesting them and putting in as much value as you can, Mia. You want to really honor this cycle by putting in as much work as possible. And as a Pisces sun, knowing that what you're manifesting are your ideas, you're manifesting a much more powerful, authentic language through this. And of course, the second house of Taurus is all about finances and productivity and possessions. So we have finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now, referencing Venus that's now in your second house. Okay. And we also have the Three of Swords. There's certain sacrifices or maybe even feelings of betrayal that may arise in order to let you know what needs to be cut out your life. But we do have trust. Vishnu wants you to implicitly trust this process. No matter how things look, you will come out ahead. Okay. Christian Garcia, I'm curious about matters regarding love and friendship for this transit. Well, as a Libra rising, you are changing your boundaries. You are dealing with others in a more intimate way so that you understand through context, physiological body language clues, facets about who they are so that you can learn this accordingly. And as a Leo sun, this is continuing to establish very powerfully your legacy. So a Venus here, this might, key you into romantic contacts that have to do with your business. It's really going to have you ask yourself, how do you polish your professional image? Okay, we do have the Six of Cups, so love is pure for you. This is a pure soulmate connection that could be had with friends as well. It's saying to really take things in a much more pure way. Thank you, Simbo. Sabangail in Cube, okay? And to really look at it in that sense. So you're going to see this in your friendships, but there's a level of purity that's going to be established very powerfully. And, soulmate alert, woo, woo, and we have attraction. You attract romantic love by experiencing this moment fully. All right, really by enjoying this moment fully. And finally, Krishna saying, find the blessings in your current situation. Okay, that's definitely what's going to maximize everything that you have set for you. Elliot Reyes Jr. Elliot Reyes, we have the King of Cups, which is definitely speaking of you being in a position to master your emotions. You've reached a state of psychic mastery that you're going to be able to move forward with and allow you to be more compassionate in the wisdom and understanding other people's emotions. It's a counselor card, so you might have advice from a counselor. The King of Cups could be an actual man who really steps in your life and guides you appropriately, okay? And Sibong Gail NQ, can I get your sun, moon, and rising, please? Oh, wait, never mind. Not needed, not needed, not needed. We do have the Knight of Pentacles, which is talking about a stabilization of your finances and the manifestation of a reliable friend who, if you need any help, is going to be a message of practicality that comes, okay? But we have twin flame. So perhaps this Knight of Pentacles is a soulmate that helps you tap into this connection. The fact that we got twin flame for you is proof, and very important for you to know that you are a twin flame. And by being yourself, you are bringing home this union, the home being your heart. And we have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring, especially if it has to do with this individual. So thank you very much. Very, very, very much, you all, for tuning in. You guys are fucking amazing. You guys are so amazing. And I'm going to end this broadcast here. I think this is one of the best transit talks I've done. One of the better ones for sure. And you all stay blessed as always. And until next time, peace.